Good evening and welcome. And right off the bat, thank you to DM Studios for bringing your group here. We planned it this way. There was an email that went out to everybody earlier this week with all of our schedules, and we sat down and we worked really hard. He wastes no time with the props. We got everything kind of coordinated so we could time the start of everything. That's why we delayed our start. It's like the NFL. We delayed our start until your game was over, which is great because it all checks out. But thank you so much, DM, for bringing people over here. My name is Rob, aka Lantern Noir, and on Sundays and Wednesday nights we play Dungeons and Dragons here, starting about 7 p.m. Eastern time. And then whenever I don't have to go to my day job, I have a coffee stream in the mornings at 8 a.m. for coffee and construction because I'm obsessed with Medieval Dynasty. Almost to the detriment of all other things. And Mashashi, thank you for the follow. Coming in with the raid, I'm assuming. And Chuck, we're glad to have you here. And Azteki, we're glad to have you here as well. Already playing with the toys, which I still haven't enabled yet. But we'll get to that in just a second. We've been playing Waterdeep Dragonheist. We're on our 5th. I haven't turned him on yet. I told you, we'd get to that. This is our 5th episode of Dragonheist. I'm going to go around the table and let everybody introduce themselves. We have a few new players at the table that we brought in to kind of create as our special guests. And we have our 2 regular players. So we're going to start with Malik and go around the table, starting the upper left and then kind of go around. Malik, who are you? Where do we find you? And who are you tonight?
Hey, I'm Paul, aka Malik. I'm playing Drumir Greyblade tonight. You can find me. I should really just post it in chat because my name is really hard to spell. I'll post a Twitter link, or at least
I got you covered
Twitter
on that.
Thank you. That's where you can find me. What was the last question?
Who are you tonight?
Well, I'm Drumir Greyblade, dwarf wealth acquisition expert.
That's serious. We'll take it over then to Chickadee.
Hey everybody, I'm Chickadee. Getting off a crazy week. Feels good to be back though. I'm playing Raylona Elvier, the half-elf barbarian, and I'm ready to take some hits and throw some hits.
That's the spirit. Gray, are you ready?
Sure, Graybeard of Graybeard's Tavern, and tonight I'll be playing Clarton Kishop. I don't know what his not wealth acquisition. I guess he's hero at large, or at least that's the way he kind of thinks of himself. Maybe hero for hire. Yeah, we'll find out. We'll learn a little more about him today. But I got trick arrows now, so I'm excited. Hit that 3rd level. That's it for me, GB.
And last but not least,
I'm Jeremy. I am playing Drathir Lachnala, aka Nala, because I would not expect everyone to say that every time they address my character. I am playing a drow druid who, I don't know, making a nature documentary about an other world that she's never seen before, just to bring it back home to, her family, to explain how things are going out in, nature.
I love it.
that works. And then my name is Rob, aka Lantern Noir, and I get to play everybody else, which is 2/3 of the fun. I'm also on the Twitters as Lantern Noir. And then again, as I said, when we came in here, I'm here whenever I'm not working, and then my Wednesdays and Sundays, and then alternate Tuesdays, Gray and I do a podcast about D&D stuff, which I'm a bit of a bad guy about. I still haven't put this week's episode up. I need to get on that. Also, I've been playing a lot of Medieval Dynasty. So now I'll go ahead and I'll turn that on because I know that Azteki's dying to get in and play with it. I'll also mention you are welcome to participate tonight on a couple of different fronts. One of them is to feed the Book of Fate. The characters start the game with 2 rerolls from Fate available to them, and every 100 bits rewards them another opportunity to decide they want to take another reroll as a party.
Sorry.
There will be a time I will stop teasing you about that.
I had it so mixed up.
This is not that time.
That's okay. I'll take it. I can take it.
You can also use your channel points to force a reroll of any roll as long as you do it before we've moved on. And you should also make note that there are opportunities to add to their rolls if you think the party just needs a healthy nudge. There's also new, if you see someone has really taken a moment to shine, their character's deeply into roleplay, feel free to highlight them for a few seconds on the stream. Those commands should be active and running. So those are also available. So you get to be part of our game, which is 2/3 of the fun. And then I also can pin stuff. I've got all kinds of tools to keep you guys involved, which I probably should have put a little bit more energy into preparing the storyline for tonight in order to do that. So when we last left our intrepid heroes, you were chilling out at the Troll Skull Manor bed and breakfast. Things were, you've had quite the adventure thus far in getting yourselves established in this town. It's become a bit known that Drumir and Raylona were part of the adventuring party that's connected, of all people, Volo, of Volo's Guide for Monsters, and the soon-to-be-released Volo's Guide to Spirits, which was in doubt of being published until suddenly there was a massive influx of coin to the publisher to help kickstart that process. The people here may or may not be aware of where that money came from, but it may have been a factor. Nala has been hanging out at the bed and breakfast as it's become more of a haven for the various and diverse travelers through Waterdeep, given the fact that a particular halfling who happens to co-own it is also big on having the biggest parties possible and shaking the most hands possible. So obviously it's a good place to be. And the four of you are present. I'm just kind of curious. On a typical midday afternoon, what is everyone doing at the bar? What exactly are you engaged in?
Playing the flute.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'll go.
Okay.
So anyways, to fill that silence there.
I'm scared to see you guys pull up to a roundabout. Just going to say that.
Well, Raylona would normally probably be trying the different beers with Chrysanthemum, but that's clearly not going to happen today. So she's probably playing a very poor game of Jenga-like thing and just failing horribly and getting very frustrated.
Or perhaps you have been having a couple of pints and Chrysanthemum has just had a few more than you.
It's possible.
Which explains her absence this evening.
It also explains why I'm doing so horribly at Jenga.
If Drumir does happen to be there, if he's not out and about on various errands and or networking, he'd be there enjoying a pint and some food, maybe looking over a small stack of books that he has been at over the last, since they've had the manor. Which was like, what, you said like a week or two?
Yeah, it's been a couple of weeks.
The last couple of weeks he's been poring over some books.
Yeah, Clarton would be like doing the Strider thing in a dark corner, but he makes sure that he's got like a candle or some kind of open hooded lantern or tea light that gives him some good lighting. And so people can see him. And then he's like, working on some arrows. He's like, tinkering with them. Waiting to get some kind of job.
For the record, before we get too deep into this one, I had the artwork commissioned for Clarton and Nala, and I have to get on Liz, who's going to be playing with us next week, because she still hasn't given me a character description. They drew Clarton to be very stoic. Like this really heavy and tense. And I'm like, yeah, no, he needs like a goofy, I'm going to save the day grin. And I got back to the little wink at the end. I went, that'll work. But she's a fun artist to work with because she got back, she knocked those out in like less than a week, which is good stuff. Okay, so that would be the circumstance in which you find yourselves when there is a massive explosion outside in the manor. in Troll Skull Alley itself. I have box text. Let's go for it. Windows rattle as the roar of an explosion fills Troll Skull Alley. Charred bodies and anguished screams fly through the air. A thick cloud of acrid smoke billows outward from the blast, which seems to have occurred right outside your door.
Springing into action, Drumir finishes the last of his glass, slams it on the table, and motions for, starts heading out the door to investigate.
Raylona's definitely gonna roar in fury as her Jenga tower just flies apart. And she's gonna slam the piece on the table, turn around, and go figure out what that noise is coming from.
Someone's going to die.
Yeah,
Well, I gotta figure out what's going on. I gotta follow him out.
feet off the table, bow drawn, and following the procession.
I definitely think in this moment, Chrysanthemum's going to stumble out and do her best, so she's not completely out of this episode. We will assume, though, that Sharkira is just too distracted with something else, and I think that's safe. She's having a long philosophical conversation with Madame Sophia upstairs, and figures, oh, they've got it down there. That didn't sound that bad. I mean, how bad could it be? You come out and people are starting to kind of poke their heads out of their various shops. You look over and the gentleman who runs the private investigation firm next door is also like leaning out of his establishment, looking down the way. Like, okay, that was different. But he hasn't made a lot of moves to get involved yet. You can see there have been multiple injuries. If you want to go start to investigate, or if you want to look for people who have not been completely taken out. I'm skimming down my my list of survivors.
Yeah, I was going to say, how bad does everyone look?
A quick survey shows 11 bodies not currently moving. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 human-sized, and the remaining 4 to be halfling through gnome-sized.
Small size.
There are still some people around that you could probably that look like they were like hiding behind something when you come out. 1, 2 people you can spot.
Like,
And
man.
oh, go ahead.
No, I was like, I am not trained in medicine. I'm like, man, my character wants to do first aid, but I don't know first aid.
I mean, you can do first aid even if you don't know how. I'm sure it won't have dire consequences. I mean, that's something you can continue to try it, right?
We should just try it. Untrained. It sounds like a great idea.
Walking around slapping band-aids on everybody.
I'm pretty sure this works, guys.
Band-aid for you.
He's got a neck wound. Tourniquet, quick.
So put the band-aid on his neck. That's what I gave it to you for.
And so the alleyway itself, is it billowing smoke, you said?
The bulk of the smoke is already cleared, and somehow none of the buildings are on fire.
Thank goodness for that.
Now, I will also add,
We just fixed this place.
remember, it is also winter.
Right. Which
So
helps.
also very distinctive is the fact that there's a massive area with no snow right now. Given like sudden intense explosion and heat.
So Drumir is going to saddle up to the alleyway, his back to the wall, pull a dagger out, and kind of peek around the corner, see what he can spot in there.
Okay, point of clarity. Alley refers to like the whole road that you're on. So it's not alley between buildings, it's
Right.
the main road going down where you guys are at.
Oh, the road exploded, not the
right.
gap between the buildings.
There was like an explosion out on the main thoroughfare that goes by.
In that case,
Yes.
I'm going to use my eyeballs and see if I can find the source of the explosion, or at least look at the center and then So first, is there anything in the center of that explosion? And then if not, is there anything that looks like it could have caused it?
It's hard to say given the where the center point would be, because it's like you weren't there and you didn't see it. So it could have been centered on the side of a building. It could have been centered in the middle of the road. You'd have to do some asking around to get a better sense for what was going on.
The two people that look like they were there, I note their faces.
Okay. One of them is dressed in plain clothes, kind of like a commoner plus, and the other one is a woman with a very thick, high fur-lined cloak, that is picking herself up and pulling her hood up over her face, and you can see she's kind of like her whole body is shifting as she's trying to find a way to see where to go, but she's got tunnel vision from the hood. She's not very sneaky in attempting to get out of there.
But she does appear to be trying to find her way surreptitiously away.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah, why not? Drewmere will just straight out go, "Hey," and point at her. See how she reacts.
She actually shows no interest in responding to that cry, and starts to actually move up the street away from you.
I guess I will somewhat pursue her and say, "Hey, what happened? What's going on here? What'd you see?"
Okay. She pauses as you come up behind her, and it's like, "Oh, excuse me, how dare you?"
I kind of give her a squint.
And she looks down out of her hood. You see a woman who's very well dressed. You can even see the gold circlet kind of starting to pick up a little bit of the afternoon light, and the gemstone in the center of it, helping keep her hair perfectly coiffed inside the hood.
Did you see what happened?
Are you a member of the Watch?
No, I'm a business.
Then I was
owner.
not here, and I don't need to answer your questions.
I'm gonna go for. Okay, hold on. You're seeming very defensive for someone who just experienced an explosion.
And I'm very anxious to remove myself from future ones, if you don't mind. I don't need that thing throwing more things down here at me now.
See, that's useful information. What are you talking about?
I think I'm going to wait for the Watch.
Okay. And then wait we shall.
So Drewmere is following, and that woman has stopped for the moment.
She has
right?
stopped. She's about 20 feet past the private investigator's shop.
All right, and then
the Tiger's Eye.
The other individual who was spotted in the plain clothes, what are they doing? Have they moved? Are they going anywhere? Because if he's got that going on, I'll head after that individual.
She is currently seen to the people that are to see who else might be okay.
Oh, okay. So the other person who saw what was happening is reacting like, "Oh my God, there's people down and whatnot." Yes. Okay. Yeah, I'll kind of saunter up, and if I can help anybody, I will. But I will try to get near that person and ask what happened. What did you see?
She has. Well, I was watering the plants up in my greenhouse. And she points at the shop that's actually on the alley as well. Mm-hmm. You don't recognize her yourself.
Okay.
And she points, and you can see where all the windows are shattered on the greenhouse at the front of the herbalist shop.
Man. Okay.
So, well, fortunately, I was able to get behind the planters before the glass broke. But I'm sure that I saw through the smoke a cloaked man take something from that body and then limp off. I think he was headed towards the bent nail down the street.
bent nail down the street, and I'll shout out to. Well, wait. Drumir is my only companion, or do I know Relona and
You
Nala?
know everyone present.
Okay,
You've been all hanging out. You're on a first name basis,
Okay.
or first smell basis in the case of the barbarian.
Aw, okay.
I did not come
fragrant.
up with that.
I'm flagrant. Nice. All right. Yeah, I'll just say, the herbalist thinks so. They saw a cloaked person go this way, and I'll just start hoofing it.
Okay.
He also said something about picking something up off one of the bodies too.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, just making sure I heard that. You feel free to
Making
go ahead.
sure Malik heard it. We're not sure about Dramir, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I
I'm
guess-
sorry, go ahead.
I guess I'll yell that. I'll say, somebody mugged this guy. Just point
I mean,
as
you
I'm
don't need
going.
to communicate that. I'm just noting it in my own brain.
Yeah, well, no, I think it is important because there could be still something on this person. So before the watch comes and takes all the evidence.
There's a clue.
I need
Yeah.
Raylona and Nala to roll me perception checks, please.
Okay.
Oh, so good.
A 7 and a
Same.
9. Okay.
Highly excellent perception roll.
Okay, cool. We'll go with that. We will go with that.
Well, Raylona's perception check definitely checks out because she's actually going to be a little shaken from this. She's going to be reminded of how her family died in the fire after an explosion. And it's causing her a little bit of trauma right now. She's a little shooken up by it.
Little PTSD. Okay. What is she doing to kind of? Is she just standing there? Is she going trying to help, or just?
Well, what I imagine is she was standing there for a moment, taking in the scene, and then Chrysanthemum stumbles out the door, right? Runs into the back of her legs. So she turns Chrysanthemum to shoo her away back into the house, and then proceeds to go help whoever she can in the alley.
That'll work. That'll work. And then Nala's going to. I'm assuming, what's Nala up to in this chaos?
I'm going to be trying to help people. I don't know how to help people who've sustained damage like this. This is beyond me. So I'm going to use the spell Good Berry, and I know that these berries heal people, and I'm just kind of trying to force feed people berries to help them. This will make you feel better. Eat this, and you'll feel better.
Okay. Well, as you have a chance to kind of like look around, aside from the two people, there don't appear to have been any other survivors that are willing to that were present at the explosion. People are starting to kind of come into the area because it's like, okay, this is not normal. People don't have explosions in Waterdeep. I mean, okay, they do, but you always go check it out because it's like a traffic accident. What happened here? You start to notice among the people who have been slain. Go ahead and everyone who's helping out, give me another perception check as you're kind of like looking around. Okay, so now that went better.
I'm back in it.
Yeah. So the two of the humans that were wearing black cloaks, they have long swords strapped to their backs, which, I mean, they do in a fantasy game. In the real world, you don't do that because it's impossible to draw the thing. But in a fantasy game, it looks really cool. So, the more you know, Legend Lore presents cares. But you also notice that they have, one of them has, of all things, their sleeve is slid up, and you can pick out the bottom half of a winged snake tattoo, and you can casually, with your boot, you can push the sleeve up a little bit further and see the full black winged snake that you recognize as the symbol you've come across before for a particular gang in Waterdeep. He also does not react when you feed him the good berry. He's still dead.
Would be the Zentarium.
Would it?
I think it would be.
I don't know anything about that.
They're black armored thugs with winged snake insignias. It was one floon was roughed up by them on the first session.
Ah, yes. You also notice that there, one of the smaller bodies is a gnome. And when you take a glance at his boots and the bottom 2/3 of his cloak, like all the fur lining on the cloak is matted down with grime and muck. And his boots and like the bottom half of his breeches also show that he's probably been like wading his way through the sewers for some distance.
Might potentially be the Xanathar Guild, as they are at least the part that we were at was definitely trekked through the sewers.
You also can pick out, I'm not even going to include them in the scene. Please remove several small dead bodies. Did not happen.
Yikes.
I'm looking over like, no, this is the middle of winter. There is no way 4 halflings were putting on a little impromptu concert in the alley here.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, I had a different thought when you said little bodies, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this got so dark."
Yeah, I thought you initially misread it, and it's like, oh boy, here we go.
No. It's just sad that the halflings that were supposed to be playing the flute and dancing, I'm like, yeah, no, they were not present. Yeah. That is not happening. I have to draw a line somewhere.
Timeline.
Yeah, that makes sense in all of the other seasons, but not during winter. Speaking of which, we will cut scenes. I'm sorry, Azteki. We didn't mean to do that. Just bouncer.
We're not sorry, but you know.
Try to roll persuasion, and if that doesn't work, roll intimidate.
It's a baby. It's got like a really low.
Yeah, they always sleep when you yell at them. It's known. It's very well known.
Curiously shouting, "You have to go to sleep. Daddy has a raid." Does not make them lay down.
It's
right. So you, cheapskate. You need to whisper me while I'm thinking of it. I have my itinerary for Ireland. We got to talk. Meanwhile, Clarkton goes bolting down the road, the street, in the direction he was pointed to. Between the snow and the muck and the wonderful beauty which is Waterdeep in the winter, you're pretty sure you've picked up a trail. I'm going to need a survival check to continue to follow it.
right. Oh, no. All right.
With a -1.
Yes. I'm an urban bounty hunter.
It is
You did a pretty good job.
kind of your thing.
Yeah.
All right. I'm down with that. Okay. Yeah, you can pick up a little bit of places where he's where the figure has turned and run. But it's a little bit tricky to figure out where he went next. You can see where he's turned and he's heading towards the dock wards.
Okay. All right.
There's another couple of intersections. I'm going to get another survival check if you want to stay with them.
Okay. Yeah, Clarkton skids to a halt on the cobblestones and looks left and right. And come on, dice. Keep with me. And no.
Oh. Definitely a no. Let me make sure.
I at no point saw the figure, only the tracks, right? Okay. All right.
Yes, you have not actually seen the guy yet. But you did have something to follow and you had the directions to go.
Okay.
To go along with. After a few more minutes, City Watch will start to show up. And they will station guards at the various entrances to this part of the alley and begin asking people that were not present to move on. The sergeant of the watch that you've interacted with before is present. and through his lieutenant is issuing orders out to people. And again, mostly to get everything cleared and to get to where he can talk to the witnesses. Let's see. I think this is not the one I need to open. What does Clarkson do when he realizes he's lost track of?
If there is nobody who looks like they're just like, leaned against a building and would have seen someone come through, if there's no one like that to talk to, because my background is urban bounty hunter, and I do have a thing called ear to the ground.
Okay.
But realizing I've left everybody back, if there's nobody immediate, like to ask, hey, did you see a guy? If that, then I'll go back to the party.
Reasonable. Is it under? Let's see. Okay, so you're gonna go back before you start kicking in your ear to the ground thing.
Right. Yeah. Just because,
Okay.
Obviously I lost this guy. I'll ask questions later unless there's somebody right there available.
As you come back into the area, the City Watch wants to know what you're doing here. This area is closed to civilians, sir.
Yeah, I was present at the thing and when the explosion occurred, and I chased an individual who in a dark cloak, and he ran from the scene after grabbing something from that body.
You saw him?
She, the herbalist, saw him. I picked up his track and followed his track as far as I could.
All right, well, okay, and he turns and he points at you. You man the road here, and we're gonna, yes, and he trot. And they kind of take off in the direction you pointed, looking very official.
Okay. And I will lead them back then to...
Well, no, they're off without you. They've got it covered.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Cool. I will explain where that was, and I lost him at the point in the...
Okay. As you come back in, I need a perception check as you enter into the area. Meanwhile, Dramir, the captain of the guard has come, and he's immediately the woman that you've been talking to, quote unquote, goes striding right up to him. Like, I need to be on my way immediately, and you need to see that I go. And would you look at me when I'm talking to you? I can see that you are not paying attention. And why are you? And she's completely clueless as to what's happening.
I am nearby, observing with interest and bemusement.
The captain kind of looks back at her, and he locks eyes with her for a moment, and then he makes a few very sharp gestures, and the lieutenant echoes, "You may immediately give your report and be excused, madam." And her voice is just like she's pissed too. I did not see anything except that some creature, and she points across the alley, was up on top of that building. I'm quite certain it was somehow involved. I didn't see anything else. I didn't see where the blast came from. I need to be on my way.
If they are not going to press additional questions, I would inquire as to some creature, big, small, wings. What are you talking about?
I wasn't speaking to you.
I look back at the lieutenant and the captain.
The captain rolls his eyes, and he just gestures, and the lieutenant goes, "Yes, was it a tall creature, a small?" And word for word repeats your question. And there's a moment where the woman goes, "Am I to understand you're speaking for this captain of the guard?" And you actually watch as the captain reaches out, grabs the woman's shoulder, turns her hood towards him, and nods. And then her demeanor kind of takes it down a step. It was like a bit like a puppet, very tall and spindly. I don't think it was human. Maybe it was an elf or something, like a very, very emaciated one. I swear it threw something down into the crowd.
I give a shrug to the lieutenant and captain.
The captain kind of does the same, and he waves the woman off, and she like scoffs at the dwarf, and then turns around and starts to make her way out of the alley quickly.
She seemed like in quite a hurry to leave. Figured you might want to ask her questions. She wasn't too keen on answering mine.
He makes a few more gestures, and Lieutenant nods along and turns to you. We appreciate you helping her ensure that she provided what she could. Now, I advise you to get back into your tavern. We'll take care of this from here.
All right. I guess let us know if there's anything to know. Did you? Well, would I? No. You mentioned. Carlton already mentioned the body and the item and stuff, so I don't need to communicate that. Cool. So, all right. Thank you much. Let us know if there's anything we can do to help. This sort of thing been happening often, recently?
We have things to deal with. You really should get back to your tavern.
Okay. I will return to my allies. What's going on? What have you guys found out?
Okay, as you're heading back over there, Raylona and Nala are not far away when one of the guards goes, "Oi, you there!" And they like half pick up this kid from behind a pair of barrels that he was hiding behind. It was across the street from where you guys were, and had been kind of like half out of your sight. Because I just needed a place to hide. I saw the explosion. I didn't want to get hurt. Right? Did you see anything? No. Not a thing.
I would walk over and add to the conversation if I'm not boxed out otherwise.
Yeah, it's going to take you a moment or two to cross. Raylona and Nulla are right there. I'd also love you two to give me quick insight checks. That's a good one. That's also a good one. Yeah, the kid's told a line. He saw something more. Totally saw something.
Raylona's probably going to scoot over towards those barrels then. Just scoot.
All right, time for some Disney Princess mischief. I'm going to
Now there's a kid and a guard.
Kid and a guard, yeah.
And you guys. Okay.
Right. I don't know. I guess I should kind of float. Can I do this? I want to use Magic Stone, and which is it's a cantrip. I can enchant a stone and make it a magic weapon. And you know how you throw a rock that's distracting elsewhere, and you can make it really loud. Well, I would like to do that, but I'd like to do it to the extreme with a magical rock. Oh no, there's something over there. Why don't you go check that out?
Okay. Yeah, that's yeah. We're gonna call that negligible for a third level character. And the guy goes, "Oh, wait, stay here, kid," and boom, tromp, 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 and jogs off. And the kid's like, "Okay," and he kind of glances around. He takes a moment to look at you, and he's like, out. He turns and he's starting to like, make a run for it.
I was gonna say, is there any time for us to make a reaction and grab him?
Yeah, you can totally go for a quick grab. Give me an unarmed attack roll.
Sure thing.
Oh, that's right. It's the barbarian.
Just takes him right back up, same way.
Legs still going.
What did I do? I didn't see anything. I said I didn't see anything.
I make an intimidation check.
Okay. Chick's not messing around tonight.
What do you?
I am.
How does that come across? Like a
Not well.
you wouldn't want to lie to me kind of way, or
My voice like cracks mid sentence, so.
oh, you got a 6.
Yeah, that's not exactly intimidating. Nope. Oh. We have our reroll via channel points. Try again.
Oh, thank you.
Stucky's got
Oh,
your back.
I was about to step in and
Let's try it
try
again.
next.
Okay, it's not as bad.
I want the child in terror. Clearly, someone's still not happy about the baby being awake.
Right, exactly. The baby is causing some ire.
Okay, 13. That's good enough. Kid's like, what? Okay. Okay, so maybe I saw something. And
Spell.
he pulls from inside of his like jacket, and you can see he's actually wearing a noble house. His coat has like a coat of arms on it. So when he reaches in, he pulls out a necklace with 2 beads on it. It once held 3. You can see like there's like, it's a necklace, and there are 3 beads that would hang down like small gemstones, and one has been like broken off, and the other 2 are still there. It's like I found this when the thing that was up on the roof, yeah, there we go. It fell off the roof and landed in this rain barrel. And I figured, I could maybe sell it for something. So I kept it. I don't get paid a wage, room and board. This would get me some, spending money.
Can we insight that? Because he's wearing a noble house crest. He probably has spending money.
He's a kid, but yeah, go for it.
Okay, so maybe he's not a spoiled kid, but
right, but the I need the money is maybe
It does not sound very convincing.
yeah.
He is telling the truth.
Man, he really needs that spending money.
He's as you take a second to think on it, although it's curious, neither of you have any concept of why someone wearing a jacket with a noble crest on it would need spending money. Like, I was about to tell you why, but I'm like, wait a second, the barbarian and the drow? Yeah, you two have no concept of why someone with a royal jacket, or not royal, I'm sorry, a house jacket would need spending money.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I mean, if it's a big deal, I can, when I sell it, I can bring half of it back.
Oh gosh.
I mean, I found it.
Do we see this interaction in this necklace?
At this point, yes.
And I'm still holding him.
You're still holding him, and in a few more moments, the guards are going to notice that you're holding him.
Can I make an Arcana check to know what this necklace is?
By all means, go for it.
Oh, it was on a 16 and then
To a 6.
Okay.
a 10 to intuit that is some sort of magical device.
A player me has a really good idea what it is.
Likewise. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Go for it. Why doesn't if anybody else that's there wants to that has any Arcana training,
Oh no, I'm not actually trained.
or could
I do. That's
justify
why
it.
I asked. Otherwise, I'd be like role play wise. I'd have no idea.
It's a thing. It's pretty.
It's missing a
How
bead.
about we buy it off you? You wanted to sell it anyway. It's broken. I'm not going to give you like a ton of money for it, but what do you
It's like,
want
well,
for it?
well, hurry up quick and make an offer before the guards get here.
All right. How about 1 gold piece?
Because spending money is 1 gold piece.
More than you need, especially for a broken necklace.
Can I twist his hand and intimidate him? Like, come on. Like, 1 gold piece is plenty.
Okay, I'll let you make one more intimidation check.
Oh my god. Oh, just a second. This is a bad omen. 1 more 6 tonight, and we shall look out.
Oh no.
One more 6, and I'm turning the stream off. That's all I'm saying. He's like, it's got to be worth at least like 500. I'll sell it to you for 1.
How about I give you one of those magic rocks I just threw over there?
How about no? I'd rather have the guards
about-
take it.
How about I give you that magic rock in your face?
Draw out those intimidates. Let's go.
Jeez. All right, fine, take it.
I will give him the 1 gold piece and say fair trade.
Takes
I'll
it.
let go of the kid's wrist.
He shakes his arm a few times. He takes a few steps and then turns and points at you two. Guards! Guards! They found something on one of the bodies and they're stealing it.
Oh. Oh.
And that's when all 4 of you are together now.
Yeah.
All right.
Like, do I just
convenient.
knock this kid out? Like,
I mean, I'm sure you can.
I mean, I could give him the magic rock.
Well, at this point, their guards, like 2 city watchmen, are now coming like up the street at you with their clubs out. They're like, "What's this? Did you took something from the crime scene?"
Drewmere automatically has his hands up. He is
Interlace your
absolutely not
fingers
just
behind your
because-
head.
I'm not messing around. Hey, clearly this is a misunderstanding.
I'm gonna look at Nala and just say, stash it. I
I
can't
eat
do
it.
anything.
You eat it.
I eat it.
Does that set the beads off? Because I'm really concerned.
Oh, I love this game.
I don't know what to do with it.
Yeah, no, this is a fantastic course of events, and I'm very happy to work here.
Okay.
I mean that earnestly.
Now, you're obviously not going to swallow a necklace that's with the beads and like
Not in a humanoid form, but I could, take another form, swallow it, and then run away.
I'm picturing more of the Disney princess move. Just
Swallow the whole thing.
just cram it in your mouth and just hold it. Right, what's that kid talking about? Did you find something?
Can I like go just give me and step between the guards and Nala
Sure.
and like give you a look like give me the thing. Take this. Take
Slides it out of his mouth.
Drop
it.
Drop it.
Don't eat it. Don't eat that.
Take the necklace, and as I turn around, cast prestidigitation, and make a small object, like a
Oh.
fake necklace, and then pocket the other one.
Just for giggles, I would love it if Nala can roll me a dexterity check first.
All right. What harm could it do, right?
These
Okay.
rolls tonight.
Okay, we'll take it. That's good enough. That's good enough. If your roll had been under 10, one of the beads was going to break loose as you pulled it out.
Really?
And then we would have had that wonderful slow motion as, okay, you have about a second and a half till it hits the ground. What's everyone doing? Then we'd find out what y'all made of, because at least one of you would say, I dive for cover, and one of you would say, I try to catch it. The question is, who? Absolutely. Give me a sleight of hand check for
Come
our
on.
Clarkton.
Come on, we could do this. Scrolling, sleight of hand.
And see, as she pulls it out of her mouth and hands it down, and you take it
Ooh,
and wrap it
nice.
around behind your back, and like you pull out a handful of coins that look like a necklace, and the guard's like, huh, grabs it, throws it in a leather pouch, takes out a piece of chalk and writes on the side of the pouch, found at Troll Skull Alley. Have to mark the evidence. And he makes an X on it.
Yes, sir. That's good procedure. Way to follow up.
Ooh, we should have cleaned the bag before we used it this time.
You're doing great.
Sticky bag. I was gonna keep that. That sucks. Come on.
Let's see if well, there's probably a little chance, so never mind.
Is Clarton going to tell him?
Yeah,
Tell her?
When I have a second, I'll
Oh, I
do.
figure I know what you did. Just
Okay.
I'm playing into it.
Okay.
It was a really good sleight of hand check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice you pulling it out of my mouth. Actually.
Yeah, so with
Or
natural
that he made the
20,
switch, maybe.
it's possible if you guys might not have seen it.
dirty 20. It was
Oh, dirty 20.
17 plus 3.
We still haven't figured out what a dirty 20 is.
You were talking to that. You said that kid saw something though. I asked to Nala and Ilona.
He said he saw the necklace fall into a rain barrel after he saw whatever it was up there.
Did he describe it? I talked to the fancy woman who wanted to flee the scene. She said something about some sort of tall puppet or thin elf or something like that. She said it didn't look human, but I don't know if she meant like human or like humanoid, you know?
The boy didn't say much. He was more focused on making a few gold.
Well, fair enough, I guess. And Carlton.
Clarton.
What ended up happening with your pursuit, as it were?
Yeah, trail went cold. Headed towards the docks. I'll ask around later, see if I can find something out. Hey, anyone want to give me a boost to the roof? I'll take a look.
I take a look at the roof and notice its exceptional tallness. I'll Raylona?
Just gonna get myself ready, limber things up a little bit, and get ready to give him a boost. Is that a strength check?
Oh, no. It's not that hard to find.
Okay.
Give him a boost up onto the one of the downspouts, and then
Oh, perfect.
Clarton can totally scramble up onto the roof and look around.
The docks, right? Looked like there were a couple. There might be guild members of some kind. One of them had the Zentarium tattoo. The other had like a bunch of muck on him, like sludge. Might have been down in the sewers. That would be Xanathar. Maybe this was like a guild war thing. Something about these streets being safe and yada yada yada.
What Clarton will notice as he looks around, there's no sign of boot prints, or mud, or any other signs that someone has been up here. There are what look like long, slender divots in anything soft. So about a foot long, but only about 3 inches wide. There are a few places where you can see that the shingles have been broken off as something has scrambled away. But that's about the extent of what you're able to see from there.
Yeah, all right. And roughly where the scramble goes, is it again towards the docks, or is it a different?
There's not really much of a scramble. You can just kind of see where it's pressed down on the shingles.
Okay.
And then it like stopped. So it's really hard to track because it doesn't follow like a standard pattern of footprints you would see. Like you can pick out a couple that might be a track, but then it looks like maybe it jumped to another building.
Okay. All right. Interesting. I'll gutter pipe or whatever, back down. And those tracks were weird.
One of the guards will say, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, if you would please either clear the alley or return to the manor.
Sure, officer.
Unless you have a statement to make.
No, you're doing great.
That will be a statement.
All right, shall we pour in a pint and sort this out?
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
So yeah, return to the manor, I would say.
Which is like what, 3 steps away?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
we're
short
like
walk.
right there.
Yeah. Things are still a little bit crazy inside. Chrysanthemum is passed out on a couch. You can see like a fresh pint glass next to her that she probably walked in and went, "This is crazy. Give me another one." Whomp, thud, and is out. So she's sleeping it off the stress of it.
Grab a blanket and toss it over.
Just tuck her in a little bit.
Yeah.
Aww.
Little
Y'all are
burrito.
so nice. Let's see here. Find the name I'm looking for. Valentina is actually on duty at the bar tonight. The rogue that you guys rescued. And she like sees you come in. She's like, "Okay, what did they tell you?"
There was some kind of explosion.
We heard that.
Yeah, I'm just it's the intro. Wait a sec. So there was an explosion, and there were I don't know like 6 or 8 bodies out there, and some of them seemed like they might be guild bodies or bodies of guild members. So maybe it was that, but I don't know. This kid had like a necklace or something. Said it came from some. Oh, there was like maybe a puppet on the roof that like
A what?
caused the explosion. I give her a shrug, like I have no idea.
A puppet?
Yeah, that's what this noble lady said to the officers and not to me. She was very insistent that she tell not tell me anything. I think she was kind of just being a dick.
Get her name?
What?
Did you get her name?
Did she give her name to the officers?
Give me
Kind of
an,
looked like you already knew her.
give me an
Oh, sorry.
intelligence check.
I will.
He may have. The question is, did you catch it?
9.
If she did, you don't remember overhearing it.
I didn't catch it. But yeah, she said she saw the puppet thing throw something, and we found some kid who, caught the necklace, but we had to give that over. So I don't know. It was
A necklace?
the city. Yeah, it was actually. Was I there long enough to be able to peep it? Or yeah, I did.
No, you were there when Clarkton did his sleight of hand.
Yeah. It was some kind of necklace that had like 3 beads on it, and well, two beads left, but
Did you get it?
we had to give it to the officer.
She leans in on the bar. Looks
we-
at the 4 of you.
The officer we had to give it to the officer. Why?
Just curious. I mean, I've been around too. I can tell you what it was worth.
Yeah, what was it? What was it? I mean, it seemed fine enough in terms of jewelry.
I'd
Definitely
have to
more than
see
the
it
1
to
gold
know.
that I pointed Nala that Nala managed to scam the kid out of.
It was worth about a gold, right?
No, it was worth way more than a gold.
I don't know this stuff. He wanted to sell it. I wanted to have it.
I take it Clarkton is keeping these cards right up against his vest.
Oh yeah, he's actually trying to remember if there's like a back room or a private room that the 4 of us can go to.
It's not. It's kind of quiet where you are now. Things have died. Well, maybe bad choice of words to say things have died down.
Down.
Quieter.
Yeah, hey, can we go to a room upstairs or something?
Everyone
Like-
kind of. She's like, no one's looking. Can we just?
I mean,
Do we know
They
her? Do we
took
trust
it.
her?
They took it. We have. I'll totally deception check if I need to.
All right.
Yeah.
If you guys want to go use a private room, she'll follow you up there to see if she can tell you what it is. But she's like, I don't think we need to. There's not many people around, but it's up to you.
No, I mean, I don't want her to know yet because
Oh.
I mean,
Oh, okay.
she's a. As far as I know, I have been led to believe she is also a rogue.
I mean,
She is.
Yeah.
She does owe you her life, sort of.
yeah, like she not only does she kind of work for us, but like also we kind of saved her and gave her like an emotional reunion with like someone very important to her. So
All right. So
Apparently, that's
so-
not
trust
enough
her
to get
pretty well.
Clarton's trust.
No, not at this.
yeah, no, if you don't want to, but
She
Yeah.
owes her life to you, but that's still you never
Fair
know.
enough.
No, you never know.
mean-
They can show it to her later. I want to
All right.
powwow with these three first, I guess.
why?
Oh, she can leave you alone if you guys want to talk a bit.
Well,
Yeah.
even outside of that,
Okay.
I just like, just out of curiosity, I'd be curious to know what it's worth. I'll cast minor image to create a replica of it.
Wait, do
And,
all of you have spells now? Wait a minute.
Not the barbarian. But,
Let's hope not, at least.
No, Drumir recently received his certification of wizardship from his college that he sent his test into. He had been studying over the last couple weeks.
Hold on. I know the name of that college. Keep talking while I look it up.
Yeah. Yeah, and so he just recently received his certification saying that he passed his courses and is allowed to use his magic. And so I'm an arcane trickster. I'll come up with a clever name for it at some point.
Arcane Archer. So yeah, I've got magic now.
Oh no.
I am still just an ordinary barbarian.
Just an ordinary barbarian.
Just
Nothing too
ordinary.
special about
Third
that.
level, you should have picked up some sort of archetype or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But you know.
We'll get to that. No problem.
Good to
That's
that.
right. It's the Emilius Brown Correspondence College of Witchcraft. There's your deep cut for the night.
That one escapes me.
Mm.
That's okay.
But yes, he has since received his certification and is now a trained, not wizard, but arcane trickster.
Good.
But produces a image of the necklace floating in the air, and say it looked like it was pretty decent in terms of like the gemstones. I got an eye for stuff like that, so
She
think
looks
it
like
was-
goes, you're sure the guards took it?
I mean, I
Like,
Carlton gave it to him.
legit, none of you have it right now?
Yeah, no, Carlton definitely
Okay,
gave
because
it.
if you have it and you're not taking very good care of it, we could all die very quickly.
Put it in my mouth. I mean, that's not like the
You
greatest
what?
care. I didn't know what it was.
It's a necklace of fireballs.
And what?
Oh, shit.
Clarton stiffens but tries to keep his cool.
Well, I suppose that would make sense then. I guess
Just
that's
an
what.
actual pocket rocket launcher. Like what?
Huh. I guess we should tell the guards so they don't accidentally explode themselves.
Yeah, let's just hope no
They're
mistakes.
taking care of it, right? They put it in its own bag and wrote on it. Should be fine, right? They're made to be worn as jewelry. They shouldn't just go off like hand grenades, right?
I mean, that's literally what it is. Like a magical hand grenade. Well, two of them.
2 out of
Right?
3.
That's what the 3 gems were for? The 3 fireballs or something?
Probably.
Oh, boy.
I have to go find
Yeah.
the good stuff.
That was definitely
she-
worth way more than a gold.
She grabs a glass and she heads off to the far side of the bar. Oh, yeah.
And then when she walks away, I give them all a look like, my pocket's gonna explode. I don't say it, but I just give him that look like,
Now, do all of us know that you swapped out the necklace? Just curious.
I think that's what he's trying to clue us in on.
Okay.
oh yeah, I guess well, Nala knows what I did, I think, because I mean, I pulled it out of their mouth and did a little sleight of hand sort of deal. And I'll be like, no, I swapped it out. I've got it.
Oh, well then.
Merlona's going to be
Trying
nervous.
hide his reaction. That's something you should probably be very careful about.
Yeah.
You didn't really like explain the weird spindly thing the lady saw though.
But it
trap.
certainly would explain the explosion either way.
The
Oh, yeah.
tracks. the tracks I found on the roof were like a foot long but only 3 inches wide, like a puppet.
What?
He'll just
some sort of like weird golem or something.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, he thinks about it. Marionettes usually just have block like feet, right? They're just little wooden squares.
That would make sense. I mean, you know, I'm more of an illusionist than I am an animist myself. I didn't take any of those classes, but
Yeah,
Not even an elective, like.
no, the illusion seemed a little bit more useful. I don't know.
Did you mention that the private eye was right next door?
Yeah.
There is a private eye next door. I don't know. Maybe I'm sure he's encountered all sorts of weird stuff. We could, you know, bring a pint over there and ask him about it.
I'll let you know that he is not cheap, and he took my anklet.
I don't know where that went.
I've been slower ever since.
Huh.
Wait, and he like took it, like stole it?
No, it was payment. It was payment. Yeah.
And did that kid have an emblem or something?
Oh yeah. He did have the noble house.
What
It
did
was
that
a
look like?
noble house emblem.
It was. Let me see if I have a description for it. Eyewitnesses. No, not eyewitnesses. There it
Random
is.
little boy with 2
Skim,
hand
skim, skim,
grenades.
skim, skim. Skim, 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 skim. Families from the North Ward. It was a family from the North Ward. The crest was, it looked like a turtle and a cockatrice.
History check to see if I have any idea.
Yeah, same.
Sure. Also, as a reminder, as we're considering things and rolling some dice, that I do have my Zoom chat open in case I need to chat with anybody, or if you want to check in with me. Because last time we played, things got a little heated in the role play, and so I do make a point of making sure I have that Zoom chat open. It's also a great way for me to pass my players' notes. So if I need to tell a player something, but not everybody else, there's
may
the
not have happened
kinds of things that are available. The neat thing with that too is I don't have to worry about, like, you know, oops, I accidentally closed the dice roller. There it goes. I don't have to write you guys know when I passed somebody a note.
Yeah. Well, conveniently also, Raylona has just remembered something. It might be helpful. Probably the other day she was walking past a temple and it had some really interesting creatures. And might have even boasted a living marionette.
A temple had that?
Indeed.
Was it one of the forge temples or something?
Unfortunately, Raylona is not really the religious type, but
I mean, we could go over there and check it out. Do you remember where you were?
I would definitely remember where it is. Maybe a temple. Oh gosh, Gond maybe.
Is Gond? I think that's one of the dwarven ones. Maybe. I think he's like actually the. Yeah, one of the forge maybe. Huh. So yeah, it's something showing off creations of various sides. That tracks.
Maybe the respired hands.
What?
Do any of us know what that is?
The House of Respired Hands?
Yeah.
No, that you've never heard of.
Respired hands. Huh.
Now there's the House of the Inspired Hands that the rest of the party may have heard of. Also, another name for the Temple of Gond.
Right. Gotcha.
Across town. The history check. Yes, the Turtle and Cockatrice is a family in the North Ward. And Drumir will also remember too that servants wear the house crest.
Oh.
Okay.
Well then. Yeah.
That explains why he wanted spending money.
There you go. But yeah,
It was a little
that was
weird, but okay.
That's
Why
how
would you
know.
want everyone to wear the house crest? Wouldn't you just want the? Okay.
Because
they're it's a sign of like wealth and stuff. They like kind of are employing a wild variety of people. So
I'm gonna be taking notes about this because this is really interesting to me. Like, that seems so wild.
yeah,
Why would you?
it's kind of weird. It's like, look how many people I can afford to take care of me. It's weird.
From a non-noble standpoint, it could be for team building. I'm just saying. Everybody's wearing the same uniform.
The same uniform. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, the churches do it, right? I mean,
it's more like wearing a uniform than anything else, or like a sign of ownership. It's
like a collar.
Yeah, it's not
the
great.
collar.
Yeah.
So
Yes, please get us moving in another direction.
so
Quick, before
very
let's see.
uncomfortable about
Shall
that.
we talk about? No.
Before somebody
shall
says
we-
meatloaf, we need to get rolling here.
Never ask me to not further that discussion. Let's. Okay.
So, shall we find our way to the Temple of Gond and see if they have any idea what's going on, or if they've seen something like this?
Yeah, murder puppets.
Yeah.
So, I mean, is this how like everybody handles like a disaster like this? Is this how normal people respond to this kind of situation? This seems really like, I mean, it's good ideas. I mean, let's follow through with it. But I'm just for my notes,
I mean, we're heroes. He shrugs and straightens his jacket.
I mean, the guard's going to do their own investigation. If we can bring something to them, that'd probably be worth some coin, or at the very least, it would help stop stuff like this from happening in the future. So, yeah, and I don't know. Maybe we could figure out what that thing's worth.
Yeah. Speaking of, I have a bomb in my pocket. Should we?
I would recommend putting that underneath your shirt, so that you don't accidentally snag it in your pocket and pop one of those off in your pocket.
Okay. Now he's technically got a collar of explosives. It's like wearing grenades around your neck. But all right,
I mean,
yeah.
it's a necklace. That's what it's for.
I was about to say, yeah. I mean,
Where else
it
would
was
you put it?
designed not to just fall off, right? Probably.
They've got drama clasps on them. They just snap right off.
Yeah, just
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's magically like protected, so like it only comes off when you want it to.
All right, he puts it on and like puts it under the shirt and under his armor. And
What could go wrong?
exactly.
I have 3 or 4 different scenarios where things could go wrong, actually, if we wanted to go over it. But I'm kind of like working with it as we go.
And there's a PowerPoint of all the things that could. Look, I've added transitions.
Ooh.
Look, if I click this button, the word spins around. I love this program. This is like the best program.
Yeah, so
You make
find
your
our
way
way to the
toward the
Temple of God.
So actually, before I go, I will saddle up to Valentina
Okay.
and say, so just out of curiosity, if I were to happen across that particular garden, want to make an executive decision about whether or not to reacquire that necklace, how much do you think one of those things would go for?
Oh, geez. I mean, if you got your hands on one, like, they're not exactly commonplace.
You talking a couple hundred gold or a couple thousand?
Okay, it just depends on what the DM
I mean,
has
obviously-
no idea what one of those is worth because they changed all the rules.
Oh yeah.
And it's impossible to get prices. So she says,
All right.
Yeah.
I bought a DM guild supplement that's called like the Discerning Merchant's Guide, and it basically puts a adjusted price on everything based on rarity and what
Yep.
it was in like previous editions and stuff.
Roughly though, what's its? Is it common, uncommon, rare?
It's rare as far as I have looked.
Fireball.
there we go.
So it would probably be over 1,000
My discerning merchant's guide suggests 4,350. Now,
Wow.
that's Rob's
Man.
game, so who knows? And
Yeah.
Okay,
That's a ballpark.
Hold on, I have a calculator now because I found a formula.
really,
Ah.
Yes.
Mm.
So it's
yeah, because they say like, oh, it's in this like several thousand gold.
Exactly.
range,
Exactly.
which is super frustrating. Like, I get that you don't want people to buy, like, be encouraged to buy stuff, but like, I don't know, man.
What's wrong with buying stuff if you've got lots of money? Isn't that the point of
what am I
adventuring
supposed
to
use
buy
that thing on?
stuff?
And that was the thing with like 3.5. That's what it was for, and that's why everything had those prices, because you had gear slots technically, and
Yeah.
so you would fill
Well,
it all out.
If
and-
anything, it just makes it harder for GMs, because it's like, okay, well, what do I get? Like, I looked up I got a stat block for a monster in the Avernus game I'm running, and I'm like looking at it, and I'm trying to look it up online, and it's like, oh yeah, here's the hierarchy of how this devil works, and I'm like, what does it look like? It's the first thing I'm gonna do is try to describe it. What does it look like? No.
she goes somewhere like in the 3,000 range.
I try to play it cool. I'm like, oh well,
But that's assuming you don't have to use them. Because fireballs.
right. Yes, that's some powerful and painful magic there.
Yeah.
Thank you much. That is very insightful.
Yeah, and don't bring it into the bar.
I wouldn't think to.
Like, I don't think Sophia could handle another fire in here. I don't think I could handle another fire in here.
I don't think this.
I don't think
in
it
here
could
could handle
handle
another
another fire in here.
I think the necklace of fireballs would be fine with another fire in here. I don't think it cares either way.
She glances down the bar. I meant the bar.
Oh, right. That makes sense. Sorry.
Here could not handle another fireball in here.
Yes. Anyways, we're gonna pop up town. We're gonna see if we can figure out what's going on with that marionette. See if there's anything there.
Okay.
If not, we'll pick up another keg and bring it back here.
Okay.
I don't know. They've got nice, maybe some of wine. Temples usually have wine, right? Is that a thing?
Sure.
I don't know.
We'll just
Whatever.
stop at
We'll see you later.
Kmart on the way. We'll just swing into the old
Yeah,
Meyer.
the supply store.
The Underdark Kmart is Cobalt Mart. And there's just,
Yes.
everywhere.
K stands for Cobalt. I love it.
Cobalt has
just got
wares
the-
if you have coins.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That's the one that's keeping the carts all in line. He's got his little orange vest on.
Ah. Am I out of here?
Real quick.
Yeah.
Chickadee, are you human? Goliath?
Oh,
I'm a
you
half
can
elf.
describe your character to them.
Half elf. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Would you like to, or we have the art, I think, somewhere.
Yeah. I don't. Do you guys have Twitch pulled up?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I think our characters are right by our little.
Haha. I try not to watch us, just the chat.
Although I can.
Okay.
I think it's too big. I'd say I could
Half-elf,
post it
though,
in
Okay.
the
Cool,
Discord,
cool.
but I think
Cool,
it's
cool.
too big for me to post. Let me check really quick
Alright.
while we're talking. Yes.
Okay, so hey, you're a half elf. All right. Are you like big half
Yeah,
elf?
I'm on the taller side.
Okay.
I
All right.
believe if I look it up.
Ugh. Files are too big.
Hate when that happens.
Oh, there it
Yeah.
goes. There we go. There's our half elf.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you do project barbarian.
Yes, yes, for
Alright.
sure.
Cool. All right.
This is not like Tiff's character where yes, she's a barbarian, but she's dressed like a librarian.
Mm-hmm.
Her
mm-hmm.
Like
name is not
Conan.
Marion. Although now that I've said it out loud, I so wish Tiffany had done that.
Marion the librarian barbarian.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite jokes from UHF.
Mm.
Conan the librarian.
Mm.
Sorry, this book is a little bit late. Flap.
Right. Okay, cool. The
Middle name is Marion. Okay.
Yeah, onwards then.
So you make your way down towards there it is, what I'm looking for. The House of Inspired Hands, Waterdeep's Temple of Gond. Sits on the corner of Sea Watch Street and Shark Street in the Sea Ward. So not far from the Dock Ward. The House of Inspired Hands looks like a cross between a temple and a workshop. The symbol of Gond, the toothed cog with 4 spokes, is displayed prominently. You see the silhouette of a humanoid shape perching on the rooftop. It extends its arm, releasing a tiny metal sparrow into the sky. The bird does a few loops in the air and then veers straight at you.
I would like to dodge.
Yeah. Jumping out of the way would be good.
I'd also like to see if I can't get eyeballs on what that thing on the roof is.
Okay, first, everybody roll me a quick initiative.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Seems
fight
fair.
this little bird thing.
That was
Sure,
That
too
is more
close to a
intelligent.
6.
That was the wrong thing to roll.
Under the I'll put the combat up here. We're not going to do a
There we
ton
go.
with it for this. Because we'll see where we are. Let's see. So we have 14, 9, 14, and 14. It's beeline. It's like zoom, coming straight down at you guys. Jameer has the higher dex, I believe.
At +2.
I will wait. No, Clarton at +3.
So I'm first?
You're
Is that
first.
where- oh,
Yep, this sparrow thingy is dive bombing you.
all right. I see everybody else. Oh man. Draw my bow and shoot it, I guess.
Okay.
What?
The
I'm gonna
roll me an attack roll.
Shoot
The
the
figure or
sparrow.
the bird?
The
Oh.
bird. The sparrow thingy. Boom. 24.
Jeez.
Hey,
And that
Yeah.
arrow goes right into it, and you just watch as like bits of cogs and clockworks and metal shards go like every single possible direction and kind of down onto the ground, like kind of tinkle like rain.
No
on the cobblestones.
explosion. No,
No,
okay.
just a shower of sparks of sprockets and springs as they shower down onto the cobblestones right in front of the temple.
Clarkton looks abashed, like, oh, I thought it was going to be like a bomb or something.
It was a good shot.
It was thanks.
Yeah, I mean, he hit. It was like that big.
Yeah, that's a great shot.
It's a great shot.
Total fear.
We've had a day. I don't blame you.
Kind of feel bad now. It's like I try to pick up some of the pieces.
Oh.
You can see where the figure like ducks back inside some kind of a window way up on the top of the temple.
As well. I guess I don't know. I guess it was just like a little toy or something. I don't know, they shouldn't be doing that. People are twitchy.
Yeah, well, yeah.
mean,
he doesn't
all
laugh,
sorts
but
of
he,
crazy
but, he,
stuff happens.
but he does say, yeah. And then, like I said, I pick up a few of the parts, like, okay, put them in a big pocket.
Probably not a good first impression.
Yeah, we should probably apologize or, well, not.
Gives us a
Like,
good
we-
excuse to go apologize.
We found your bird. It was all over the ground out here. Just
Yeah,
weirdest
it was
thing.
like that when we got there. I don't know.
You approach the temple itself, and one of the priests meets you there, and they're dressed in the robes with the cogged wheel on it, and kind of like wearing a bandolier of tools. And he greets you as you come in. He's a fairly large man, almost looks like he's more like ripping things apart than putting very fine sprickets together. What were you saying about finding something? And welcome to the Temple of Gond, the House of Inspired Hands. How can we be of service?
Hello, Father. Is that the
Valet.
valet?
Just
valet?
valet's fine. We don't stand too much on ritual here. Or have you come to register an invention or other magnificent creation, or simply to marvel at our collection? Tours are not for another hour.
The letter of which actually you said in an hour or so.
Yes.
I heard there were quite a number of interesting figures, as it were.
Oh yes, we have quite the collection. You just have to listen for the bell, the clock tower.
In Clarton's head, he's saying, "Don't say murder puppet. Don't say murder puppet. Don't say murder puppet." He doesn't say it, but he's got to remind himself.
I kind of look to the rest of the group like I don't know. You guys want to wait?
Raylona's fine with waiting.
We should apologize. I point to Clarton. I called him
Okay.
Carlton earlier, didn't I?
It's a mishmash of other names, and hence, yeah, it's a little hard. So,
Well, I point to Clarton. I say, I think we accidentally destroyed a small invention over. There was something that was flying straight at us, and
From
kind of
what?
reacted.
Flew at you from where?
One of the upper windows of the temple, actually. I point to Clarton.
pull out pieces.
Oh my! And he, pulls on some spectacles and pulls out this two hand thingies that he reaches in, and like it's like perfect extensions of his fingertips for fine work.
Ooh, nice.
Something from upstairs, you said?
Yeah, one of the upper windows.
And this
I didn't spot who had sent it this way, but
this flew out of that upper window?
yes.
Well, that's
Directed by someone, it would seem.
oh no. Oh no.
Oh?
Well, you see, we have in our service a nimble right.
I'm not familiar.
A clockwork humanoid.
Nimble right, huh?
I lean over to Nala and I say, "Murder puppet."
Yes, we've given him a place to stay up in the tower. I can't imagine why he would attack you.
Like I said, I imagine it was just a misunderstanding. It was coming straight at us, and well, we've had a bit of a harrowing day so far, so we just reacted. Perhaps we could apologize?
No, I think we should take this up with it.
That's what I mean.
Yes.
I would like to apologize.
Absolutely. Please come this way. He shuffles you off to a set of stairs that goes up.
As he turns, I go like, yeah.
That's exactly what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah, the set of stairs that go up, and they go back across another stairs, and you go up a spiral staircase. You eventually come to a landing. He's like, yes, it lives just behind this door in one of our attics.
Is that a common thing? I don't know that I've heard. Are there many?
Oh, no, they're very rare. A great deal of work goes into making them, to not just the physical form, but the clockwork mechanisms to replicate the thought process of a sentient humanoid.
In the magic, of course.
Under the watchful lenses of Gond.
Right. Okay. I was going to say, if it was purely mechanical, that'd be quite a feat.
There's
Anyway.
no feat of mechanics out of the reach under the lens of Gond.
Rightly so.
And then he turns and goes, except perhaps getting through this door. This lock was not here before. And he points at the door, and there's there's 3 keyholes, and he has the key. He has a key for one of them.
Huh.
There were not 3 locks on this door last I was up here.
When was that?
A bit. it's not like we need to send up food or anything.
Fair. Huh. I kind of lean in and take a look at the lock and assess. I think it's something that I can pick.
Go for it.
I'm not gonna pick it immediately. I'm just gonna.
He's like,
see
I need to get
pickable.
through this, and he's like going through his pouches
Okay,
trying to
shouldn't
find
we just
something.
knock or?
I was going to say, why don't we just knock?
Because it's not supposed to have these locks on it.
Right. Huh.
He raps angrily at the door a few times. There's no sound. Now we get to opening the door properly.
Right. Let me.
Nim, open the door.
Well, let me see if I can do something with that. Quite so.
Whoa.
That is the one that is one of the 2 skills I have expertise in.
That's not even kind of the +5 for using your tools, right?
Is that how that works? I thought I made it a dexterity check with proficiency, and because I had expertise, I doubled that.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Cause
Yeah, that'd be.
Yeah. Yeah, so your gets the door unlocked.
Yeah, I lean in there and I a couple implements appear and I. Yeah, there you go, unlocked. The implements disappear back into a sleeve. I open the door.
Yeah. The door opens into what looks like a workshop. There's just piles of gears and gadgets and springs, bins of small gears and sprockets, large things set up against other of large springs that start leaning up against the walls. It's almost impossible to find a place to like sit or rest. It looks like it's all just stuff. Like there's a little pathway you can walk in and you can see the windows and little pathways to the windows. That's about the extent of movement inside the room.
Do we spot a clockworked individual?
Land shark. At first you don't, and Valet walks in and he kind of stands in the middle of it all and goes, Nim, come out now. You're not in trouble yet. Well, you are, but you'll be in more trouble if you're not out here promptly. And then you kind of hear this very low whistle sound as a tall figure makes, kind of picks itself up and kind of creeps out from behind some of the various piles of junk, as it were. It's about the size of a human, but incredibly thin, like almost like an animated skeleton.
Feet? Check its
Yeah.
feet.
Yeah, it sits up on kind of very thin, spindly feet. And Valet looks back and forth. He's like, "What? Is there something to say there?"
No, I just I was. It's nice to meet you. You said I turned to your name is Nim. He was saying.
And it bobs its head and nod.
It's nice to meet you. Clarton wanted to apologize for earlier.
Very sorry, thinking that it had the grenades that are now around my neck earlier and blew someone up. And so he like haltingly is, yes, I'm very sorry. I shot your bird thing. It looked like it was coming right for us. So then here's the rest of the pieces.
And it kind of long spindly fingers come out and kind of catches it all, and it looks and makes this very low whistle. And Valet turns to us. He says he is also sorry for having shot it at you.
Whoa, wait, so it was an attack?
So it seems. Why would you attack these people? And it whirs and beeps a few times. You can see the little ventings under where its head unit would be, where the whistle blows out as it makes its sounds. And it takes a moment where it kind of pulls in some more air to pump through there. And it kind of looks back. It was, she turns, it was concerned you had come about, it's talking about its, what do you mean, your creation?
No, I don't actually have anything.
And it
just like, huh?
And
just like looking back and forth.
It turns back to Nim, and Nim makes more whistles, and then Valet turns to you and goes, it seems that this particular Nimblewright thought fit to make another.
Oh. Well, I suppose we all have that prerogative at a certain point in our lives.
But that's not to be done. You don't create these things. Just, you are indefinitely... You had he turns back to the group. You had business at the temple that brought you here? Because if so, we should conclude it so I can get back to disciplining my resident.
It's actually a bit related. We had heard sightings of an individual that seems to match the Nimblewright's appearance at a particular location, and we were sort of coming to investigate. So any information that Nim could provide us about that would be incredibly helpful. We would be very grateful for that information.
It turns back. He turns back to Nim. Would you know anything for these people in this investigation?
Something to do with Troll Skull Alley, perhaps? I offer.
It makes a few more whistles, and then Valet kind of growls at it a few more times. It makes some more whistles. It would seem that it had reason to believe perhaps its creation was involved.
I see.
But it swears it has not left this tower.
That it hasn't, but the creation
Nim has not. But it has offered you a compromise. He goes, the Nimblewright holds out looks like a mini umbrella at the end of a handle with a clasp on it.
I'm not sure I understand.
Well, yes, you would use this to detect a Nimblewright.
Oh, well, that would be very helpful. Thank you.
So
happen?
You've lost your Nim. You have lost your Nimblewright, your creation.
And it nods. And it kind of gestures out the window.
Sorry, Clarton does not.
Valet kind of, it seems that it did not like being cooped up here any more than Nim did.
Well, that I can understand.
But it can't just run about the city. We will pay a fair price if it's returned to us.
Right. Yeah, I mean, we'd be happy to help discover what's become of the
Does
other
it have a name?
Nim 2, Nim the second. Nim Junior?
It looks at Nim, and Nim kind of shrugs and goes, "Peer." It appears it left before it could be named. We'll just call it the Renegade for now.
That's great. Yeah, we'd be happy to help locate and return the Renegade. Do you have any idea where we should start, or does this device have a good range?
I'm not entirely sure. I've never used one.
Oh no, I was actually talking to him.
Oh, he looks over there and it kind of goes.
All right.
Oh, does it detect any Nimblewright? Aha! I start range finding. Like walking away from Nim.
Still working. All right. Still working. All right. Still working. All right.
I'll figure that out while they finish the conversation. How far away I can still detect.
It's you'll still point at Nim while you're in the room.
Okay.
You probably have to get some distance in order to have it kick in.
Okay. Well, no.
Perfect.
I was trying to see how far it
Or to
will
get the
detect
next
Nim.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
100 feet, 200 feet, 500 feet, 1,000 feet.
Oh, it's still pointing you at Nim right now. Until
Okay.
you get out of that. I mean, there'll be a bit.
Okay.
Valley goes, yes, we should head down quickly. I need to have some people come up here.
Of course. Well,
Yeah,
we
starts to
will
usher you towards the door.
be on our way then.
Yes, we're going to have to take away his tools. We can't have him doing that sort of thing.
I mean, creation is kind of your whole thing,
You
right?
do not create sentient life that way. It's meant to be done in a bed somewhere.
I mean, not that he has the option.
Exactly.
Right. I guess. So, do you guys have anything else? Sorry, I've kind of been bogarting the mic a bit.
I'm not
Are we
much for
suggesting
conversation.
that
So.
that he was made in a bed? Just for my notes.
Oh, we're not entirely sure where Nim was made. He came to us as a gift from a family that had received him from a Latinese wizard.
Is it a particular family?
I'd have to go look as to which family it was that brought it here. It was some time ago.
It may help us in our investigation.
It'll take a bit so I can find it. But
No
if
problem.
you come back in a day or two, I might have something for you.
Sounds good.
No, and as you're going down, he's like, "Oh yes, you three," points at a couple of the acolytes. "Wait for me at the stairs to the Nimblewright's room. We just can't have that. He'll have to find another hobby. Maybe he could do Sudoku or something."
Yeah. So, stepping outside, looking to the group and say, "Well, that worked out quite well." Not exactly what I was expecting to find, but I suppose stranger things have happened.
I guess what was it doing with that? Like it's one thing
Yes.
that it exists and it's one thing that it got out, but what was it doing with that?
Well, it's possible it, naive to the world that it is, has fallen in with a bad crowd. If it was involving itself in tactical gang warfare.
I mean, that just doesn't seem super likely with the timeline.
I don't know, man. I'm saying that if I were, and I'm not, if I were a guild member, that would be a very useful ally to have. But, I'm not.
As we're walking away, I'll prestidigitate an illusionary effect back in Nim's room once the door is closed, so the valet here cannot see it, and it'll just say something like sorry again, we'll talk kind of thing.
Makes sense. That makes sense. You start out, and as you start to walk away, the Nimblewright detector keeps pulling back towards the Temple of Gond.
Okay.
And you've been probably going 15 or 20 minutes with it kind of just pulling back over your shoulder. It doesn't whip or anything.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It's like when you clamp down, it naturally draws itself in a direction. And then after a while, probably almost 25 minutes of walking, suddenly it's like, whoop. And the nearest Nimblewright is no longer behind you.
Awesome.
Now, we're going to take a 5-minute break to find out where that path leads. So we're going to take a 5. We're going to be back. While we're gone, enjoy some clips from the channel. And if you're a subscriber, you don't have to also enjoy a couple of ads for the incoming people. If you're not, it helps pay the bills because it keeps Twitch operating. And as long as Twitch is operating, we can do this. You know the drill. We'll see you guys back in a couple of minutes.
I'm gonna go. Common, mother clucker. Do you speak it? We need some information. I'm not sorry, by the way.
He goes in, he does a few loops, he comes back out, and beep.
Okay. Beep once if there's dead bodies in there. Beep twice. No, that doesn't work. All right, beep twice. No, that doesn't work. Okay, beep. Yeah, screw it. I'm gonna see if I can sneak up. Look, see if I can sneak up and find a widow to kind of like. It's not really the sharpest tack in this box. David.
I'm a genie in the bottle, baby.
Maybe re-roll.
Yeah, re-roll it. Re-roll it. The birds are
Yeah.
important.
Everyone's
We
in on
screwed
the
these-
reroll.
I screwed these birds
Alright.
up earlier. We need
Come
a
on.
high roll.
We got this.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Oh no. Oh my.
So,
Every time! I'm the bard who
Amazing.
does not want to be I'm really bad at being a bard.
That is amazing.
Worst bard ever.
Yikes.
Yes.
The good news is, after this adventure, you can start taking levels of anything else.
Anything else? What the hell? Okay.
Let's
Yeah.
see, yes.
So we assume this guy is bad.
Oh, he's super bad.
Well, you know.
Okay. That's all I needed to know.
Good.
I mean, he keeps
I
on trying
have-
to. He's a dick. He keeps on trying to coerce Irina into coming up to his castle and fucking die, become a vampire lady, and she's not into it.
Well, I mean, okay.
Oh no, that whole love interest thing. That's right. Oh, I forgot. I almost killed him.
As you seem to be doing really well with it.
Ooh, that 20 is
oh my god.
Jeez.
Nice.
Shattered it.
Wow. Well, you can roll your damage. I don't.
25. Because I got 3 6s.
Holy cow.
Oh my goodness.
She just hulked out. Rage hard.
Yeah, I think you should rage all the time. I think you
I
should
like this
never
rage,
not
yeah.
never
This
not be
is
raging.
it. Well,
There's
we get
where all our
2.
good rolls were hiding.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's why they were so bad earlier. We were saving up. But... Stop hitting my friends.
Oop, wrong
They're
way.
damaged books with that kind of attitude.
Well played. Wow.
Way.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm going. Like, do we think it's going to follow us?
Yeah,
I'm sure it will.
Run it? Yeah, I was gonna say, can we outrun it, or is it like something that's just gonna follow us no matter where we go?
I don't think we can outrun it. I mean, it's not going to come any closer for a bit.
Yeah, I agree. I think we're gonna have to fight
Well,
it.
we
out.
could take shelter in the Smoldering Ruins, right? Because
I don't know if that's gonna help.
We
It's
don't
probably
know
just-
what's in the Smoldering Ruins.
Well, it couldn't be any worse than this.
We could
Oh
come
yes,
across-
it could.
We could come across like another giant creature, and then we're fighting 2 at the same time. And then
But
it's
it
terrible.
could be like Godzilla versus King Kong. So if we run into something even nastier, maybe it won't want to eat us. It'll go after the other thing because they're legends and they have to fight. That's how that works.
No, or they team up against us.
You've had a very fortunate life, haven't you?
For something.
So the final decision is you are actually going to load the were-rat into the wagon.
Apparently.
Yes, let's sell
I
him.
mean,
Yeah!
when
Eat
in
his
Baldur's
friends.
Gate.
Not called the Wide for nothing.
Heyo! All right.
We'll eat his friends. We'll eat his little
Yes.
minions.
Yeah.
Like when were-rat is a little, but like the roasted, like the rats that we have charred
Yeah,
via
roast
ember.
rat. I can produce flame. We can get this cooking. It's good.
Yeah, like I'm telling you, rat charcuterie. Let's go.
I feel like we should not be meddling anyway. If there's someone killing someone else, it might be for a good reason. You don't know.
Oh my.
That got dark. Wow.
We have killed lots of people.
For various and sometimes no good reason. Yeah, she's not wrong. Oh, good lord, we're murder
I'm not
hobos.
one to judge, okay?
Am I to conclude the party is going to enter into the house?
Yes.
Yeah.
Having taken a holy order of some kind and other oaths.
I'm thinking like an elven, like really.
Kung Fu Elfin Monk?
Kung Fu Elfin Monk. Okay.
Yes, that meditates a lot.
I can live with that.
Because elves don't have to sleep as much, so it totally
beat you, they get to win.
Okay. We're back.
I'm trying to come to terms with the fact that this party doesn't fight every guard they see. I'm like, all right, I'm ready. And then we didn't fight them, and I'm like, oh, okay.
You can't fight all the guards. There's too many. It gets really exhausting.
They'll just keep making more of them. And then they just keep coming and coming and coming.
We gotta hope for Stormtrooper syndrome.
I've always been able to explain that Star Wars, the reason the Stormtroopers can't hit anyone is because the main characters are all like 12th to 15th level. And so, their AC and stuff is just astronomical.
I heard an interesting theory that, like, because they were like chasing the characters and kind of corralling them into a location that they weren't really trying to hit them. Per se. I haven't studied the documents, as it were.
I will put that forth to some Star Wars like pro nerds that I know. So we'll see what they say to that.
Although consider that they were intentionally missing.
If we're going to go down that road,
the
the must watch though, if you go down that road, it's a 8-bit animation style report from a thermal exhaust port engineer about why it's not his fault the Death Star blew up. And the big one comes down to, how do you engineer around space wizards?
You don't expect to have to deal with space wizards. I mean, really.
That's not in the building code.
Yeah.
Not in the building code.
That's not a natural disaster.
Speaking of space wizards, the 3 spellcasters and the barbarian. How did you get that, by the way? I have to know before we go any further. I'm looking. You have 1 spell.
Me?
Ooh, what?
No, Clarton.
Oh, I was like, what?
It comes with an arcane archer. When for whatever reason, arcane archer actually casts magic. So,
I mean, rangers have magic, so
yeah.
I mean, it has arcane in the name, right?
Yep.
It used to be that you had to be like a spellcaster and then like as a prestige class, like class into it. Like you had to get the spellcasting prerequisite. So
5 levels of X and 2 levels of wizard, and
yeah, man.
I don't think I am smart enough to like, I don't know, Greybeard, could you be Archer?
Archer?
As in Sterling Archer?
Well, so
if
you look at the name, it is Kate Bishop and Clint Barton smushed together. I'm wearing black and purple, and I have trick arrows.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying.
I so missed that.
I'm glad. I thought, oh, this is so obvious.
His superhero name is like something like Trick Arrow.
Yeah.
That's what we can do.
Eagle sight instead of Hawkeye. Yeah. Well, it all depends on your group. When we played Silver Age Sentinels with Rob back in the day,
Nice.
I made an aged punk rocker who had the name Sid Ramon. I'm not sure that everyone got it, so it all depends on who you're hanging out with, I suppose.
Was that the one he like chain smoked even though he had like regeneration?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, his
he
lungs
had
were mostly
smoked
cancer,
so much that
but
he had gotten like too much cancer and it had all gotten out of whack.
He had super cancer.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, I actually replayed that character in a Mutants and Masterminds game a year or two ago.
Nice. I somewhere on the shelf somewhere I have the Silver Age Sentinels book, which was like, that barbarian bit we were talking about earlier.
Yep. You make the party makes its way through the various wards, following the nimble right detector as it continues to hone in. It continues to steer you. At no point, very rarely are you ever able to like follow it down a road. But every so often it's like, oh, like we can make some more progress. And you go from the C district into the dock district. I think he said, double checking. This is it. It is. It would be really neat if they were a lot more clear about where these things were.
Mm-hmm.
No, it takes you up to the North Ward. That's a little out of character for where this game is going. But that's where you end up. You end up heading in that general direction. You continue to make your way along the streets. I would love everyone to give me a quick perception check.
Sure.
As you do. Just kind of curious to see if anyone, how much information I need to tell you while you're going along. There it goes.
Passive perception. Nice little 10 there for you.
That'll work. Okay. As you continue to weave your way around, you notice the guards are starting to get a little more numerous. And a little more interested, a little more numerous. Instead of passing like one guy with a torch standing on a street corner looking like he's freezing his something off, you're now passing like groups of 3 and 4 that are walking to try to keep from freezing as you make your way along. It's not probably about another 45 minutes. You find yourselves coming up to a wall of a large villa situated in the North Ward. You kind of walk. You go to walk like past it, and the detector keeps steering you at the walled off villa. And you actually go down a second side. It's like, yep, it's definitely on the other side of this wall.
Is there a placard, an emblem, anything of whose house this is?
It is labeled the Gralhund family estate.
Does the symbol look familiar?
It is not the turtle and the cockatrice.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait,
I have
that's
no idea what it looks like, actually.
Yeah, if only they decided to describe it in any capacity, like, would be necessary for a theater of the mind.
Yeah.
We know there's a symbol there. It's blurry right now.
Yeah.
Snow, covered in snow.
Snow covered,
Yeah.
That worked.
The camera frames the character's face. Growlhunt, huh? And it just never shows it.
Yeah, that'll work. As you kind of start to make your way along the wall, there's a gate that leads through the walls are relatively high, around 10 feet or so. And from what you can see from the building beyond, there's a courtyard. There's some kind of like a stables with its own entrance, and then the main gate into the villa courtyard and probably into the estate itself.
Turning to the rest of the group, he says, Drumir says, so I guess we do a stakeout? You guys know anything about, or maybe we can find more about this house, this noble house, as it were?
Is there like just a guard in front of the stables or what?
The stable entrance, it's actually more of a coach. Turns out it's a brain fart coach house. I read it and then I dropped the name of it. Is the door is shuttered it's closed and shut. And you don't actually see guards standing at the main entrance either. The gates are just shut and locked, but there's nobody like posted to watch.
Are there lights on in the? I mean, if we kind of cross the street and look at the place, is there?
Oh yeah,
lights
there's light,
on,
and you can see every so often you'll see people move across in front of a window. But it's cold. Nobody wants to stand out front the gates. They're not expecting anybody apparently.
And it's what time of day?
It's getting into the evening at this point.
Well, what do you think?
I'm gonna look at Drumir and Clarton and say, think you guys can sneak around a little bit?
I suppose we could, but assuming on the off chance that I got caught, that wouldn't exactly look in my favor. Investigating a explosion though we may be, that'd definitely be breaking and entering.
I'm usually the guy.
That's if you get caught.
I'm usually, I'm usually the guy who goes after the guy that's breaking in, but
right. And while it is rare, these nimble rights are rare. It is entirely possible that they could just be a wealthy family who just has one. Now, I'm not saying that that's the case. I'm just saying that,
I could just.
If Luck's not with me today, then things might not go so well.
I could just turn into a cat and go check it out.
I like that idea a lot better. That's actually
one person I didn't ask.
You can do that?
Yeah, I could turn into all kinds of things.
Oh.
Just slip through the bars, act like I'm cold. They'll probably bring me in and feed me. Y'all love cats, right?
I mean,
Freelona's gonna look so surprised.
If the cat doesn't work, then maybe like a mouse or something. But yeah, or can you turn into a bird? You just fly into a window.
I can't turn into anything that flies yet. I'm not that experienced with this whole.
I imagine
I can do a couple things.
More complicated. Yeah. But yeah, that sounds great.
Hopefully, they're not dog people. Good luck.
Give me 1 second before you attempt your transformation. Yeah, we're going to go with that. And I'll put that there. I'll put that there. I'm going to put the sketch pad out. Womp. So you are all standing around near the back door as you're making your plan.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the estate here. High-end shops are there and there. And as Nala's considering what to do, you notice that there are 3 figures standing straight across in this alleyway, staring at you.
I'll ask if they want me to go check that out.
Is there a tracker pointing at them? Are they Cylons?
They're not toasters. The tracker's not pointing at them.
All right.
That's all I got.
Step around the corner then.
And as you start to go on, goes, I think you're going to want to stay right there.
Sorry, I can't hear you across the street there. What's up?
It's 15 feet.
All this wind.
Still can't hear you.
Well, it's so loud out here tonight.
Oh, funny guys, huh?
I've never been accused of being funny.
I think you want to give us that gizmo you're flashing around, and you want to make like you've never seen this place.
The individuals we're talking to, as they are as close as they are, what do they look like? Are they
one's
brigands or the Watch or?
No, they're definitely not Watch.
Good.
All 3 of them are wearing black cloaks. With some kind of leather armor or other such things with it. One of them pulls back his hood, and you can see where he has the winged snake tattooed on the side of his head.
Okay.
Right, which would denote him as probably part of the Zentarum.
We don't want trouble with you. Just give us that gizmo and pretend you never came down this street.
Merlona's gonna crack her knuckles and like take a few steps forward, and she goes, "I'm pretty sure this is ours, and maybe you might want to walk away."
Go ahead. Are you attempting to intimidate when you do that?
Sure.
Go ahead and roll it.
Let's see it.
That's pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah, there
That's
we go.
pretty good. The guy's talking goes, yeah, you're not that. Get her, guys! And he takes a step back.
He's like, I kill you.
So you can now roll initiative.
All right.
Cool.
Combat mode. Womp. And let me put these guys on here.
Dang, Nala is ready.
Boom.
Apparently so.
And
She's been kind of quiet in the background this whole time. This is her scene, you know.
Right, exactly. She's like, I was going to turn into a house cat, but
Maybe a puma would be better.
Bump, bump. You folks got this. Go see. That's confidence. We'll see how they're doing. I'm just going to throw that in. I'm just going to throw that there in chat just in case you don't think they got it. Just to kind of, cover our bases a bit. I'm going to really quick on the fly change this. Do one quick change to that. Because it's more interesting that way. Okay, so I pushed that button. They rolled their initiatives. You rolled yours. Let me see how it went. Clarton at 4. Wow, that's impressive. Dromir goes first. Then let's see, Nala, and finally Nala had a 21. Wow, never mind. Nala absolutely has the first move.
I'm like, do I just throw a rock this turn, or do I go to hit him with a stick? I'm gonna move in. So there's 3 of them right there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna get in front of 1 and 2, and
I'm gonna, as a point of clarity, actually, that's exactly how they're standing. 1 and 2 are in the front.
Yeah.
And the leader has taken a few steps back when this starts. Boom.
I'm gonna look at this turning into other stuff thing. Like, okay, so I can assume the shape of a beast, stay for 1 hour. I can cast it as a what kind of action?
I think you're shifting
it's a bonus
gears.
action.
It is? Dang.
Transformation. Yeah. Druid.
Bonus action? All right.
Combat wild shape. I think it's because I'm Druid of the Moon.
Yeah, you're Circle of the Moon, right?
Circle, yeah. So I'm going to get in front of him. I'm going to turn into Direwolf. Because I can take a CR1 creature. And I'm going to wait for someone else to stand next to me before I take an attack on whichever one I'll get, my pack tactics advantage on.
Yeah, ready in action.
So you're ready in action to are you gonna move up then and then hold your action with the trigger of when somebody gets up to help me?
Yep, I will just brutally maul them, and then whatever kind of that's what I'll do. That's it. That's the whole turn.
That's good. You have a ready to action triggered on melee combat from an ally. And what's your new hit point total? I believe it changes.
37.
37.
AC 14.
AC 14, 37 hit points. So, and then you have homework while it's not your turn. You need to find me a link to a picture of a direwolf.
Sending.
Let me know when
you actually just have the things open.
Yeah, throw it in Zoom chat, and I'll copy and paste it over. That takes us to Dromir.
Cool.
I'll put it on the battle board.
Nice. So we have a couple individuals over here. It looks like let's do a new thing. Let's make it cool and flashy.
Oh, God.
Drumir, assuming I have enough space, 5, 10, 15, 20, I am going to rush up next to Nala, pulling out my short sword and muttering a few words with my hand over it upon approach, at which point I take a slash at the enemy. We'll see if it connects.
Okay. Jameer runs up.
I'm casting Green Flame Blade.
Oh.
That's cool.
Point of order, you do not have to cast that. It is part of an attack. So
Right.
if it doesn't hit, you don't waste a spell.
Well, it's a cantrip anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay, that's cool.
It is kind of slick.
Yeah. 9, unfortunately, is probably not enough.
9 is not going to hit.
The blade goes wide with a streak of green flame appearing behind it. That'd be my turn.
Okay.
Actually, no, I have stuff I can do now.
Our direwolf gets...
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna attack once there's an opportunity. What do I roll? Okay. +5 to hit. Roll an at d20.
Okay.
There's a button for that. Doing it. And I get advantage. Good thing too.
Yeah, because the 3 is not going to connect.
What about 14?
14 is also still not going to connect.
Jeez.
Which then I think that's your trigger.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so you're done. Jameer's done his thing. And he's done.
I was going to use a bonus action to disengage and move 5 feet back.
And move 5 feet back.
Yep. With my cunning action.
So you disengage. You have some movement left over. So
just I think 5 feet.
Twink. 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. The guy who looked like he was in charge is not doing anything. He's intimidated.
Excellent.
So he's going to hold action for a minute. Because that's what we're going to do. Which takes us to Raylona.
All right. I am going to swing my great axe. Let me be clear. At the other person. So I know the 2 are on 1. I'll take the other one.
To go around those 2 to the leader?
Yeah, I could do that.
Or I'm trying to understand what you're asking.
Oh, no, because I thought both of you had 1 target, so I was going to take the other target.
Oh, I see. Yeah, number 2 then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, go
roll
for
it.
Okay. I rolled my damage. I'm sorry.
Gosh, you're an optimist.
I know. I was ready. I'm excited.
16's not going to get through.
Oh.
As he dodges and weaves.
People be dodgy.
Yeah, it's like he's not as intimidated as you would think he is.
Mm-hmm.
He's feeling kind of cocky about it all. And you get to get the one, because we're still at 3rd level, so you're tougher, but you're not crazy yet.
No.
I'm not looking forward to 5th when everything goes completely off the rails.
Just a little bit sideways, yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit. Okay, let's see here. What am I rolling on this now? There it is. 1, 2, 3. Wow, that sucked. Okay. Clarton has a chance to look up and just roll as a series of scorching rays blast around where he's standing from somewhere up in the shadows.
Oh.
Behind or in front?
That's a great question. Your primary thought right now is don't die.
Yeah.
But you're welcome to make a perception check if you want to try to discern from whence they came, as you didn't hear any incantations.
Okay.
Oh, I did not know that. You keep going.
All right.
Oh, no. I think I'm in danger.
I didn't know you didn't know that. Otherwise,
I'm in danger.
15, I think.
15. Yes, you spot a figure standing up on the wall behind you. I will now rename. Because now you have an idea of who and what they are. As if the image was not enough to give it away in the battle board.
Wait, I don't see the image. What?
Oh, try hitting refresh. They should show up.
Okay.
Everyone has a little portrait on them. And then that would be right.
I had to hit refresh for them to appear on mine.
There.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you don't have Nala at 24 hit points, please refresh or reopen, because...
Oh, I'm at 28 hit points, by the way, because of third level.
I updated that.
Okay.
I updated that. I was on it.
Or does it work automatically?
No, because it's not directly like mapped. I have to manually put all the stats in.
Look at his fancy knife. I want one of those.
Yeah,
that's real cool.
He's all scary like. He is going to.
Oh yeah. Is it? Oh, hold on.
He's going to take a swing at Raylona and connect.
Okay, never mind.
Okay.
For. Wow, 14.
Ooh.
You can take it. It's whatever.
Whatever. It's not a big deal.
It was but a flesh wound.
Yeah, he starts to come at you, and at the same time he does, his companion like takes a step, and like where he's fending off the direwolf, he makes a feint in your direction, and that forces Raylona to like block one way and just open up her side to a series of hits that she's then like, oh, okay, that was actually a connect damage hit. That wasn't a like, oh, I'm tired hit. That's like an owie hit. The other guy's going to try and do the same thing to our direwolf. And does not. Unfortunately.
Hopefully he got surprised.
Misses. Yeah, the direwolf coming at him was a bit of a shock. He wasn't really expecting to see that. But then again, he's been around the block a couple of times, and it is Waterdeep. Weirder things have happened.
It's just Waterdeep things.
So what does Clarton do in this moment?
Okay, scorch, whoop, and whip around. And they're like on a.
They're up on the wall.
Okay.
Well,
They look like a spellcaster.
Either that or they have a flamethrower.
Okay. Yes. All right.
Technically, wands do exist.
Yeah, that is true. I'm going to, I guess. Oh boy. I'll longbow them.
I like how the archer is conflicted about using his longbow.
Yeah, dude.
I know the feeling.
There's options.
Yeah, don't let him hate on you thinking about how to use your pointy sticks.
Doesn't
Sometimes you want to shoot
hit
people in
them?
the leg.
18 will hit.
All right. 5, and I do not like spellcasters shooting when they're not on my side. So I will immediately take my action surge and shoot them again.
I'll shoot him again.
I'll do it again.
Oh no. 13 hit them?
13 is not going to connect.
Okay. And I do ignore half and 3/4 cover.
Fair enough. And by the way,
he knows not to use those anyway.
Yeah. For Uber, by the way, welcome aboard. I'm actually in the spot where I can say hello to followers. I can't always do that when we're playing. We're glad to have you here.
That is Jake, who you know.
Jake.
Oh.
He played in the Silver Age Sentinel game that we mentioned.
Oh yeah.
Earlier.
God, that feels like an age ago.
Because it was like 15 years ago.
Yeah. It technically was an age ago.
No, it was less than 14 years ago because of the get together we had to see if we were going to play games that summer. I brought Alex with me, and they were a babe in arms.
Ah. Okay, so that was while I was in college.
And they slept through the entire lunch.
That was fantastic.
And Clarton's done.
Okay, Clarton's out, which takes us around to our druid. Oh. What are you
Everyone
up to?
kind of has a pocket dimension in their car, especially if it's a van.
So what is the direwolf doing?
Oh, it's my turn. I'm
Yes.
sorry. Yes, I'm gonna
Nala,
bite.
you.
I'm gonna bite the one who swang at my barbarian. That's not very nice.
We don't take kindly to that here.
Exactly. No one else has done anything effective, so I don't want to add it together.
I'm kind of. I think we can certainly rule out that these are unrelated thugs at this point. If they're shooting
Right.
at us from inside the gate, or on the top of the wall, at least.
So the 23 should be okay, maybe.
23 will hit.
Okay. I was like, I have to question because
Yep.
we just missed
You wanna
pretty good.
make
It's a
sure,
2d6 plus 3. I do.
How much damage do you do?
2d6 plus 3.
Jeez.
So that's 9, and then they need to make a
Strength save, I think.
AC 13 saving throw or be knocked prone.
Okay.
Please fall over.
He is down.
Hooray!
Well, I mean, he's on his backside.
Hooray!
Let's clarity that there. Took
I
9
just
damage.
grab his leg and just pull as hard as I possibly can.
Whoa, thud. He drops.
This
to the
is going
ground.
to be my new chew toy.
Well, actually, I think I did that to the wrong one. Hang on. Let me look at the board and see which one was which. 2 is Raylona's.
Mhm,
Yes.
That's the one.
Okay. Given the circumstances, this is faster. Doink, doink. Boink, boink. Okay, there we go.
That makes sense.
That's faster. Trust me. Jameer, what you up to?
I am going to take and see if I can spot the wizard and/or spellcaster that is assaulting us with fire lasers.
It's not hard now that Clarton's gone, spun around and shot arrows at them. It's like, oh, there she is, because that's where the arrows went.
Yeah. I think what I'm gonna do then. Actually, I have managed to figure out how to make a melee rogue actually useful. Usually, I'm snarky and just play a ranged rogue because it's so easy to get sneak attack in this edition. But I now find myself in this situation right now. So, having said all that, I'm going to close the distance with number 2 and use Green Flame Blade again.
Okay, roll your attack. As you rush in there and the green flames begin to dance along your blade again.
We're going to critically miss.
Wow.
Ooh.
That's unfortunate.
Yep. I stab straight at him and go to do this flick motion to whip the fire in a direction. But I just stab the snow and then throw some snow.
Yeah. It's more like you do this really awesome lunge. And the camera catches that intensity. It's and you lunge and the guy goes, and he looks down like he's been stabbed through the chest and the blade is still 6 inches short of him.
Oh, okay. Moving on.
Oh, wait. He's on the ground, right?
That would be Relona's one.
Right. The one number 2, the one that's
nope, that was
next to
number
all
1.
3 of us.
We swapped it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because
it's easier to swap the
confusing.
numbers. Yeah,
Okay.
this guy's not prone.
All right. I would have liked to attack the prone individual because I get an advantage on that.
Oh. Bummer.
All right. Then I am going to disengage and then move around to the other side on the prone individual.
That works for me.
Next time.
That works for me. Okay. There we go. He's not long for this world anyways, I don't think.
Fair enough.
Okay, the big guy's up. Let's see. He's going to he has shaken off the effects of being intimidated. He's going to pull back and he's going to hawk a javelin into right into Dramir.
Oh no.
As you come around, you take 6 damage from his from like having to slide under this javelin shot.
Hey, cool.
That comes flying at you.
My back.
And then he starts shouting at the guys to better coordinate the attacks and be on top of this. Like, we could take these guys. There's a bunch of, half-rate, incompetent would-be adventurers.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, it's sure. You just called me an adventurer. I appreciate that.
I mean, hey, if you manage to make it here all the way from the Underdark, you gotta have some sort of adventuring spirit.
True.
How does Relona take that?
All right. We're gonna swing an axe at the healthy one. No, I lied. Mine's on the ground now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna run towards the leader. Swing in.
Okay.
And you don't have to leave any threatening squares to do it. $17 is going to connect.
Yeah.
Okay, he's forced.
It was a warning.
It was a warning. And he pulls a longsword up as you come in to block your axe. And you can see he looked like, oh, I didn't expect you to do that. Okay. It's like, oh, you think you're everything.
These guys. Oh, wait.
Oh, no.
They're actually trying to hurt me.
Let's see. There's no point in spending any more points on that. But so we're gonna pop that again. And I think she's just going to keep trading shots with Clarton. So
Clarton, yeah, I was about to say you're just Carlton now.
Clarton. 3 are going to connect. So that's boom and boom. It's only 15 damage.
Yikes!
Jeez.
Only.
Yeah, I'm bloodied or burned in this case. Okay.
As let's just. Blam, blam, and then finally she just puts both hands up in the air, and y'all can kind of notice as she pulls together a ball of fire, pulls it apart, and just slams both rays down into Clarton, and he's like, ugh! He's half scrambles. You can see it's starting to burn into his shoulder as he rolls out of the beam. Boink. The guy who's down is going to use his move action to stand up. Then he's going to turn around and hit Raylona to cover the boss. Doing 13.
Jeez.
Yeah, that hits.
That's a lot.
And
well, that's the damage.
That's
no.
Cool too. Yeah. No.
Ow. Are you raging yet?
No, honestly, I should have been.
Have you thought about that?
Well, maybe.
Okay. It's a thing.
Maybe for next turn.
I won't tell you how to play your character. I'm just going to mention.
He wasn't frustrated yet. We had it well in hand. Now things are getting a little bit out of hand, and so it's escalating.
Have you thought about being angry? That's just kind of where it's at. The other one is going to attempt to kill the direwolf in front of him and fail miserably. How is Clarton doing?
Definitely bloodied, under half.
But what would he like?
Seriously scorched.
Seriously scorched. Significantly singed.
Mm-hmm. I'm up. Is that what you're saying?
Oh no, it's your turn.
It's your turn.
Good. Okay. Seeing the gesticulations and such of spell casting, Clarton whirls around, coattails flying, and pulls his net out and wings it up and hucks it at her to restrain her so she cannot cast.
Oh.
I like it.
I
That
dig
works.
it.
Fudge. But there goes his net. 13.
13. It's going to miss. I will mention again, you have 2 rerolls in the bank. And
I would
chat
love
is
to.
welcome to throw more rerolls at you through the Book of Fate if they want to.
I would absolutely love to spend one of those if nobody minds.
Makes sense to me.
Hey, I just do it.
Yeah. Just do
Oh
it.
my god!
Oh, no.
Even worse. All right.
Oh, looks like that one's not working.
Yep. Okay.
That one's net working.
Yep. And it looked cool, and then it failed, and
It
so
just bounces
yeah.
against the wall behind him. And
Exactly.
We're like,
His shoulders slump.
Yeah, she has to duck and roll a little bit to get away from it.
Mm-hmm.
It was an inconvenience, really.
It's all right. It's all right.
Right, exactly.
I'm gonna assist you with the situation shortly.
All right. Cool.
Okay, so what's Nala doing?
Like that tunnel vision. I'm just gonna keep mauling this person right in front of me.
The one that's like really beat up?
I need to stop him from being a threat at all. So I know it's not this party's rules, but like it's my party rules.
Well,
Typical dog.
not
You
only
just
that-
shake it till it stops moving.
Exactly. You're in wolf mode, man. It's a mad dog.
Oh, he's not hit yet.
Oh, it's +5, so it'd be 20 and.
Oh, never mind.
I mean, it could still not be a hit.
Oh no, it's a hit. 20 is a hit. They do
Okay.
not have an AC higher than 20.
Yeah, that
All right,
would
so
be
that's 12.
super not great for us.
Yep. And he has left the building.
Hooray!
Shake, 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 shake.
High AC, low hit points. These are creatures I think Watsy was really playing around with. Shake it off. Shake it off.
I'm trying to shake off the like the desire to eat him now. So that's what I'm trying to shake off.
The desire to just roll around in its scent.
Oh man, I finished this one. It's time to eat. Wait. We're not done yet.
Grr, I'm not sharing. Get away. Grr, it's mine.
Mine. Let's see. Who's up now? Dramir.
So Drumir is going to cast a glance behind him. Actually, he's the one next to him's done. He's going to turn around and address the Shadowcaster, as you have labeled them.
Mhm.
He's going to reach into a pouch and pull out something in his hand and begin to cast a spell, muttering an incantation and sprinkling some sand from his hand as he casts sleep on the spellcaster. Little particles of sparkling dust or sand appear above them, and hopefully I can get them knocked way the fuck out.
That's awesome.
That's one.
So let us see. That didn't do anything. It just
5d8.
Right you are.
Custom roll of let's grab 5d8, or do you want me to? I got it. If you don't,
What did you do?
he needs.
I cast
sleep.
I cast sleep, but for
okay.
it's right there. Okay, sorry. No,
You got
yeah, I got it.
Okay. I'll put your dice
You're
away.
like,
then.
you go to sleep.
There we go.
That's a good move.
Hey, pretty decent roll too. 23 hit points worth of creatures centered around them. Hopefully knocking them out.
Oh, you so suck.
Do they have 22 hit points?
Yes. Yes. If it was convenient to do so, I'd pop her HP up on the screen, but she's exactly at 22.
That's fantastic.
And you do this cool thing, and then Clarton, because there's that one hit point left that wafts to him, and he's like yawns at you, like, hey, very cool.
Shake it off just a little bit.
Now you watch as she sort of like slumps to a knee and then falls off the back of the wall into the complex.
Hopefully it remains so. So that is an action. So I am going to, what would be convenient? I'm going to actually head west over here and hide around the corner here and use my bonus action to hide with an attempt to get advantage on a ranged attack shortly next turn.
Okay, so this north corner?
There? No, the one over... where's my laser? Is there a thing?
He zoomed out.
Circle
It's
is
the very
bad.
bottom one.
Yep.
Is the
Very
laser.
bottom one. Yeah, this one over here.
You know, that's a
I think-
street light right there.
That's a street light. Okay.
Yeah.
We're
going to go back up here.
Yeah, that probably makes a bit more sense.
Yeah, okay. Look, that's a street light, man. You ain't hiding anywhere under a street light.
I mean, I can hide around the corner. They can't tell where I'm at. I don't know.
Roll your hide.
Right. Yikes. No such luck. Likely.
It depends on how distracted they are.
Then again, we are in the middle of combat, so who knows?
Residual sparklies following in the in the waves.
It just sparkles some dust and then dive away.
The dust is like following.
It's like glitter after an art project.
Exactly.
Okay, so the big guy is not having a lot of fun right now. He's been having issues. He's going to take 2 shots onto Relona as she's come in. One's going to connect. And at half damage, Relona takes 5.
That's feeling good.
So she's
I
going
feel fine.
she's going to take a knee and have to take some time to kind of pull herself together.
Seems fair.
That's fair.
Oh, there goes my sneak. Anyway.
I just don't want to show off too much, you know. that's all.
Right. As you hit the ground and you're not moving very fast.
You're like, that's not fair. Whap.
The thug is going to do what he can against the direwolf.
Should be fine, right?
Maybe. Let's see here. Yeah, we'll use that. Take half that to. Yes, you are currently okay.
Cool.
He doesn't get his attack through. So you kind of hold your own against him. Clarton is up. So Relona has gone down. She's looking like she's not in great shape. You've lost track of what happened to Drumir.
Okay.
The dire wolf is still like baying back and forth with one of the thugs, and the guy who intimidated you is still in the back of the alley. You know, kind of like sliding his greatsword along his arm and looking for something next to hit.
This would be the part where we lock eyes and I draw my rapier and we fight, but that's not how I do. We shoot him. Indiana Jones style. I just raise my.
We're not doing that today. We're just gonna do the shooty shoot today.
Yeah. I hate leaving a wizard snoozing out of sight, but sure, things have to happen. And he doesn't look like he's gonna coup de grace Relona, right?
Probably not.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll shoot him then.
Okay.
I hope.
Take the shot.
Take the shot.
Doink.
26.
Nice.
There we
Damage.
go.
That's a shot.
That is a shot. Good night, Tiff. Glad to have you hanging out as well.
10 points of damage.
Whoa, that's going to shake him up. That'll do its thing.
right.
We'll take it over to the dire wolf, a.k.a. Nala.
So right now I ain't got no friends.
And
So
you
what am I
can't
advantage?
cast in your wild shape.
No.
Oh, right. Pack tactics.
Right. So I wouldn't get
Yeah.
my advantage. I
Right,
think I'm
right.
gonna.
We'll be more coordinated next time.
No, it's all good. I think I'm gonna back up And
Well,
what is
I
the
say that so I
range
could
on-
say, assuming there is a next time.
Right. I'm actually gonna put healing. I'm gonna back up.
Yeah. Are you sure you're gonna back up? Because there's no.
Okay.
This isn't 3. There's no 5-foot step for free anymore.
Oh no, I get that. I'm gonna back up, and then if he hits me. I'm gonna drop the wolf thing, and then I'm gonna put the healing spirit on top of Rio.
Okay.
So that she can get rezzed, and then do her thing.
Okay, so he gets his attack of opportunity. He is going to connect for 9. But that's all going to disappear because you're going to unwild shape, right?
Yeah.
So you go back to your full health when that happens?
As far as I know.
So turn to your previous hit points. If there's
Right.
any damage that overflows from kicking you out, that goes back into yours as well.
Got it. All right, so let me get your sheet updated. Let's see. So we do that. And then your AC is now back. It goes down to 13? No. I have to remember what your stats are. 15, 24. Okay. 15 and 24. Save. Boink. And then you said the healing spirit?
Yeah, I took some damage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, no, I just want to put the healing spirit right on top of her so when she starts her turn, she can be healed.
And no, you didn't. That's because I changed you over. There. We'll update that. And the healing spirit, what does it do again?
I call forth the nature spirit. Takes up a space that's a 5-foot cube that I can see. Until the spell ends, whenever a creature I see moves into the spirit space for the first time in its turn or starts its turn there, I can cause it to restore 1d6 hit points.
Nice.
So it's not everyone, it's your choice.
Just
Your
Right.
choice. Yep. You choose.
It's a really good spell.
Yep. Okay, so we'll drop that. And you said it's right on Raylona?
Right on top of her.
Right on top of her. Womp. There's a spirit there.
Just catching my breath, guys. Just catching my breath.
A giant mushroom appears.
Hulk Hogan
It's
style.
showering down positive
spores.
Positive spores. Okay.
The good vibes machine.
How's Jameer doing? What's his plan now?
So we have thug number 2 and our leader, right?
Yep.
Let me. The leader took some damage from Raylona, and the thug took some damage from Nala. Or
Thug
no?
hasn't been hit yet.
Okay.
They're,
I'm gonna
they're
try to
wiry guys. They're wiry guys. They're hard to hit.
Yeah. Quite scrappy. I'm going to pop around the corner with a short bow drawn and take a shot at the leader.
Okay.
If I can't take him down.
Okay.
Should I roll with advantage?
Yes, you should.
Excellent. Happy to do so.
You are shooting from a hidden position. He lost track of you.
Haha.
Also means you get your sneak attack damage.
Also that.
A dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Or
I hate rogues.
and this.
13.
Nice.
A total of 13 damage. As a arrow just appears out of nowhere, target unseen.
Yeah, that arrow's definitely not a he shakes it off and like is just tired. That's a definite contact.
That's a was not expecting it. Oh no, that's inside me. Oh gosh.
That's
My spleen.
I have organs in there.
that's an important thing. Let's see here. We roll that. Okay. Are you rehiding?
Yeah, I think so. We're gonna see if I can't shake him again.
Okay.
Ooh, 24.
He's probably a little distracted by the arrow
Yep.
in his insides.
And he looks up and there's still nothing there.
Well, no, there's something there. He just doesn't assume it's you.
Batman. I knew it. I knew it was Batman.
Yeah, he's going to step over Raylona and go straight after the nearest target, which is going to be Nala.
Thank good. I mean, oh, sorry.
One of them's gonna land for 10 damage.
Ouch.
I should probably get back in there, shouldn't I?
As he comes in, and the first few swings, you're now able to kind of dodge and weave around, and the hair flutters left, flutters right, and then suddenly it's like, oh, this is getting hard to avoid. As like several nicks start to appear, the clothing starts to rip in a few places. He's probably going to kill her next turn.
Oh no! Yeah, we definitely need to do something there then.
Somebody roll a d6 to give Raylona some hit points back.
Oh yeah, good idea.
I'll assume you intend to do that.
Yes. Ooh, clutch.
Yeah.
Critical 6.
All right.
The spirit, the spores filter down across Raylona, and she picks herself up. And
I'm gonna slash that guy in the back. I was just catching my breath. I'm good now.
what's the range on that spirit thing, anyways?
You have to walk into it.
Okay.
No, but from you, right? Is that what you're asking?
No, yeah, the spirit guardian.
Oh, okay.
You have to be in the 5-foot square with it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you could walk in and walk out. You don't have to end your turn there. So as long as you get there, you can get healed.
Right, and you can use your bonus action to move it.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know
Bro, that's cool.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
a really good spell.
How'd the attack go, by the way?
Let me tell you.
14 will connect. No, it will not. Nope. I was looking at a different stat. No, 14, he's like, you come up behind him, and he's like, oh, this greatsword comes around. He's like, would you just die already?
Man, I am struggling today.
And let's see, she's not even in the fight. I'm going to take her off the board. This dude is, thank you, Cheesecake, for that. It's a good reminder. I get kind of hunched. Everyone check your posture real quick. We get a 2-indoor game.
I know, and you get tense.
It's also good for mic discipline, maintain my appropriate 12 inches from the Yeti.
Is that how close it's supposed to be?
It's supposed to be between 12 and 24 inches, they say.
The joke about men measuring things in there that I'm not going to make.
Okay. Yep. And every page in the Book of Fate, they can re-roll. One time at their choice. So yeah, he's going to come after... Ooh.
Oh.
That's unfortunate.
Oh no.
That's really unfortunate. So
am I correct in remembering that there is a effect that chat can have on the enemy's rolls?
Though they can force any reroll using the reroll now button.
I mean,
there's also a sound alert they can fire that forces a reroll. They don't have to. But once the effects are done, this other guy picks this up and he comes after Nala, and it's almost like she was so busy worried about the leader that had come up next to her that she didn't even see him coming. And there's just that like the Disney-esque slow motion as she turns to look at the bandit as his blade goes up, and then we just see like the back, like her rear back end as she just slumps to the ground.
Yikes.
And we just see his boots standing there.
I imagine it would be in poor taste for me as a chat member to call for a reroll on that.
I'm sitting here looking at 26.8 thousand points, and I'm like, just reroll.
It's okay. It's okay.
Seems like
What about the Book of Fate? Can we
nobody's
use that for enemies?
Nobody's. Whoa, what's that? Whoa. Okay, we'll re-roll it. It was a nat 20.
Whew.
That's fair. That's fair. Let's see.
Thank you, Dave.
Okay, so it didn't kill her.
Hooray!
It just hurt her a lot.
Hooray!
But just saved her. If I can find the negative button there. So Nala is still up. Thank you for that. Clarton is up. And let's be honest, the sound bits one is even way more fun than like just asking them when they can re-roll it.
So leader type guy.
Yep.
And then this guy just got all sneaky.
Yeah, he's like absolutely in Nala's face right now.
All right.
Her flute is not good for blocking.
So sneaky thug is gonna take an arrow unless leader looks like he's really bloodied.
The leaders looks like they're more likely to drop this turn.
All right, and I'll put a thump in leader. Dear leader. And I'll miss completely with a 10.
We do have some rerolls.
You want to burn a reroll?
Yeah, go. Reroll it.
Awesome. I shall do that. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, now there have to be bits put into the Book of Fate for that.
Ooh. Natty 20.
There we go.
Here we go.
That's it.
That's
Awesome.
a nice little shift. 2 rerolls,
Yep.
cancel the crit, and create a new one.
Yep. And for 10 points.
And that's him.
Hooray!
Yeah.
Woo! Oh, fate.
You've twisted fate in the right way this time.
Right. Oh, awesome.
So what's Nala do in this moment?
Uh,
She's already felt fate save her from the brink of death.
What does the board look like again? I mean, it's only fitting to. What is this guy's hit points like? He's just straight up healthy. I'm not going to survive attack. Okay, I'm going to turn back into a dire wolf.
What happened to the spirit? Did you drop the
I put it back.
concentration on it, or?
Oh, it's still
Fate for the
there.
win. Thank you, Astaki.
Okay.
Did you maintain whatchamacallit?
Concentration?
Concentration?
Yeah,
I
we
didn't
should
even
probably
roll it.
do that. Go ahead and roll it. I forgot all about it because I was like, oh god, natural 20 for the bad guys. Yeah, that'll
so
work. That'll work.
Yeah.
I think it's like 8 plus half damage or something.
It's 10 or half damage, whichever is larger.
Ah. Yep, you're good.
But
But you're not going to get there without leaving.
Bonus action.
Right, but he can move it with his bonus.
Oh, that's true. Pull the spirit to you?
Yeah.
I mean,
Hey, Gravy.
Yeah, I could do that.
Don't be doing that.
I wanted the hype train.
Okay. Fair enough. There's a hype train now.
Well, I'm going to move the spirit over Raylana because when I
hype train.
change forms, it's going to be a different hit point pool anyway, right?
Yes. But
So
are you still
you can have-
concentrating while you're in wolf form?
Yeah, I can hold concentration. I just can't cast a new spell.
Okay. So the spirits are now over Raylona. You're a wolf.
So
Oh,
I'm gonna
wait.
use
Isn't going to wolf form a bonus action?
Yes.
Okay, you only get one of those.
Okay.
Although I'll allow you to use your full action, go to wolf form. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, let's do that. And then, that's it.
Okay. You're now Wolfie Nala.
More hit points.
More hit points.
I'm
Always
going to
a
roll
good
that
move.
D6 for the heal. So it's another 4.
Yay.
Thank you.
It's like she never got hit. No, I know it's not quite like that, actually. Boink. So what is Dramir doing from his little spot?
From my sniping position, I'm going to take a sniping action. I'm going to try to take a shot.
All right.
Should that be at advantage?
I think it is. You're still successfully hidden.
Excellent.
I hate rogues.
I know, right? It feels kind of cheesy. I feel like I need to maybe find more cover or something.
Well, which actually,
Hey,
from a Solasta point of view, if you move back a square, you break line of sight, you hit the hide button, and then you move forward.
yeah.
Like, that's totally what I would be doing. And I had a critical hit from stealth with a rogue at 8th level, and I rolled something like 14 damage dice.
Yeah, it gets pretty gross.
Yeah, so roll your damage from that. Rogues are scary.
Yeah, I honestly it's super weird. It feels like more than anything, like their abilities are not super interesting as much as they are damage monsters.
That's
and speaking of
how-
damage, that's 12 points.
I would describe it. Your 12 hits, or 18 actually manages to hit,
Yep.
and 12 kills them.
Yikes!
Nice.
Fantastic. So with that, I will rush out and rejoin the party.
Hey.
Huzzah! How many more heals do you get with your healing spirit?
It's mod
I
plus
think
1.
I have one more.
What's your wisdom at? 2. So yeah, one more to give out.
One more.
Yeah, so that would probably make sense to go to yourself.
Me in normal form. Yeah.
Yep.
I'll
Unless
well,
you
do I
wanna
want to stay a
maintain
wolf
your-
for now? Yeah, I have like an hour of being a wolf. Someone else want that 6 hit points?
I'm at half, so anybody
Yeah,
below
any-
half, go
Any
for
of
it.
us would be fine.
I
Okay.
recommend Raylona. As she
That's what I was gonna
gonna
do,
be on
too.
The front lines.
Okay, roll that quick d6. The bad news is this particular kerfluffle has not gone unnoticed. And you can already hear shouts down the road as several of the city watch are starting to hustle in your general direction. This is the North Ward, after all. Fights don't just happen on the streets here. And you're going to have to make yourselves scarce or answer a lot of very pointed questions about the 3 dead bodies in the middle of the street.
Yeah. Look to the rest of the group. It's like, stay or go.
I mean, we were attacked.
Right.
Raylona would rather get out of here personally. She's already brushing herself off.
That would be less complicated.
Do we want to run away in? Wine's pointing at the gate.
Yeah, we could do the
that.
stables.
Hide inside.
Break in now?
Yeah. I'm like, oh, as much as I
Hey, as
want.
long as they can't see the door's been opened, right? It's whatever.
And I'm gonna do this before any watch shows up. Clarton pulls an arrow and he looks at the wall and he's gonna bank the shot off the wall. He's gonna use seeking arrow and shoot that damn mage. I assume that I technically have advantage because she's unconscious and prone.
But you don't have line of sight to her.
Doesn't matter. Seeking arrow, it doesn't need line of sight.
I was gonna say technically prone makes it so that she has a
Advantage.
to that.
Okay.
You know,
So
magic
they
and stuff.
kind of cancel themselves. So I'll here's seeking arrow.
You just want to get this shot off.
Oh, I
that's,
do.
That's what this is all about.
Yeah,
It's a cool
it's-
shot.
You choose one creature you have seen in the past minute and fire an arrow that flies toward that creature, moving around corners and ignoring 3/4 cover and half cover. If the target is in range and a path is available, it must make a dex saving throw, which is really hard when you're asleep, DC 10, or take damage from the arrow plus an extra D6 force damage, and you learn the target's location.
Okay. Well, in that case, roll your damage to see if you killed her.
All right.
I don't think it's likely, but it's possible. There's no way she's making her DC 10 save while asleep.
All right, so there's the longbow damage of 7, and then D6 force damage. Okay, yeah, roll. And another 6, so 13 altogether.
So she's on the other side of the wall and she's in pain.
All right.
You feel better? Do you feel better now?
I do feel a little better.
Feel a little better?
And
Let me
I-
check my backpack real quick. Please tell me I have chalk. I do not have chalk.
Are you staying to talk to the guards, or are you hustling your way out of there?
Hustling my way out, but before that, does anyone have chalk? Like with a sense of urgency.
No. Damn.
I don't think so.
can check.
Let's book it.
You make your way back out of the North Ward. And as you head up the alleyway that the guys came out of, you can see the watch come up and they're starting to take stock and they're kind of looking around. And you can tell none of them, like, one of them goes, "Look, tracks in the snow." And the other one goes, "Shut up. It's cold."
True, it is cold.
Clearly, this guy tried to mug these two.
I was hoping for some chalk because I could just quickly on the wall sketch like Xanathar Guild rules or something like that.
Nice.
I got to remember to buy some.
And you have your chance to make your way back to the Troll Skull Manor. Whatever that nimble right was, it's holed up in this particular villa in the North Ward, which means someone's going to have to figure out how to break in there, find out what's going on, which is what we're going to do next week.
So if my notes are correct, next week is not a week that Drumir is with the group.
I think so. I think next week we have scheduled. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see here. According to my notes, next week on the 23rd, we've got Arwen will be back, Chick is playing, Ari is back, Jeremy's taking the week off, and Liz is going to tap in.
Nice. Yeah, so feel free to have Drumir run some reconnaissance or otherwise support the group from afar.
It is going to be fun to see Liz and Chick and actually to see these four women at the same table. It's going to be a fun time.
That's awesome.
Because yes, Liz can be really talky, and Liz can also be screw it, kill him. I've watched her go into a combat one time with like, don't worry, I'm going to talk our way through this. And she walked in, she started talking, and then they started to get suspicious. And before I did anything else, she goes, "Yeah, I'm just going to stab him." I'm like, you're alone. The rest of the party is back up the stairs. And she's like, "They'll catch up to me. I stab them."
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Yeah, if Drumir needs to run watch-based interference, he is happy to do so.
Yeah, but this is where we're trying to get to tonight. That was our goal for the night, was to get you guys to the Grandhold Villa, and then next week you'll have your chance to break in and find out what's going on inside, which should be a lot of fun.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
And it'll be like a good little combat outside with a couple of guys that actually made you scared.
Yep.
It's been a while since I've reduced a PC to 0 hit points. It felt good.
Yeah, most of it. I heard great sword, and I was like, "Oh yeah,
oh no,
I'm done."
with 2 attacks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he's
tough.
That's a double whammy.
Oh, and Tabletop, thank you for following and being part of it, and thank you to everyone that was part of the hype train. Those are always fun to have on a D&D stream. I wish I could be more hyped for hype trains, but I also have to keep my game going. But that was really kind of cool. We really appreciate you guys being here and being part of our game experience. It's great to, we are here every Sunday and Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So you're always welcome to come back for more D&D content those nights, and alternating Tuesdays at happy hour, aka 5 o'clock, me and Gray hang out and just talk. We talk like 2 old white guys who played a lot of D&D and then suddenly became progressive.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that sounds pretty accurate.
Yeah. They say as you get older, you're supposed to move to the right. And somehow I must have gone all the way right, because now I'm at the it's time to effing eat the rich.
Yep.
Don't know how it happened. Don't really care either. Anyway, enough about me. We have these amazing people. So let's go back around the table. Who are you? Who were you? And we do stars and we would do wishes at the end of the session. Stars are the things you loved. Wishes are things that you wish there had been more of or less of. We do those off stream, so nobody's embarrassed to say so in front of the public. But I always like to know what my players didn't like so much about a given session. So we're going to kick it off in the round robin opposite way we did it to start. So Graybeard, you are up first.
Graybeard of Graybeard's Tavern. You can find me at Graybeard's Tavern Sunday mornings, where I play Wilder Myth and I play with all my props and have a lot of fun. So yeah, feel free to pop by then. Tonight I was playing Clarton Kishop and Human Arcane Archer, and so we do stars now, but we do wishes. We do our
later. Stars now. What was your great favorite moment or vibe of the night?
Oh, well, I really do. I mean, I'm going to spotlight the Shadowcaster, because the raining of fire down upon Clarton was like, well, what is happening? totally. Oh my God. When you started throwing scorching rays, I'm like, we're done. That's it. We're dead. We're all dead. TPK. For other peeps, gotta give props to the druid, because I mean everybody's like, druids OP, moon druid. No, that's their gig. They turn into animals. They have a lot of hit points. They can tank when you don't have tanks. So that was amazing. Awesome time. Good job, Spinnyhelm. That's me, GB.
Okay, Spinny, talk to us.
I'm Jeremy. I was playing Nala. I liked how we kept going. Like we were able to actually move from point to point and didn't get like stuck on any one thing. Because like I remember that happening where we'd just be like, "Oh no, we're stuck," because nobody made the roll. What do we do next? And we wouldn't think of like another thing to do. We would just stay there like an idol. But we just did not do that, and that was really enjoyable.
All right, Chickadee.
Hi, I'm Chickadee. You can find me on Twitter as of less than Chickadee. And my favorite part of the night was probably when Nala threw the necklace in her mouth, especially knowing that it could explode at any moment. So
I panicked.
Well, and the thing too, with all the descriptions of Nala as like a drow Disney princess, and that's how the art was done. Was like I said, think Rapunzel, and that's what we got. We got Rapunzel as a drow. I can just picture all kinds of Disney animation having done that shtick. So it totally fit. Yep. And then last but absolutely not least, Malik.
Hey, I'm Paul, aka Malik. I was playing Drumir Greyblade, and 2 stars tonight. One very briefly. The very quick and clever thought on Clarton's part to pull a sleight of hand and not give away this incredible and powerful magic item. But as far as the role play of it, or as far as a different thing, I really appreciated all the interesting and somewhat gray dilemma of the Nimblebot. Whereas the cleric was more interested in like, well, he can't do this and yada. I'm like, it's kind of a person though, and he's like, well, I don't know about that. I might be a little bit more inclined towards those kind of things, as I am a huge fan of the cyberpunk genre. But having them in there and having them like kind of press the buttons a little bit is fantastic and wonderful, and you love to see it.
Cool. And my name is Rob, aka Lantern Noir, and I was everybody else tonight. And I'm going to cheat and say my star of the night is having all of us get together for a game. That's one of the best parts. I will also piggyback on what Malik said. I really dig the whole like, because the nimble right, making other nimble rights is kind of like thrown in there, and we have the option to go further with it if we want to. But the book doesn't provide a lot of depth to say, this is a really weird moral moment for the party. Be mindful of that, because there's now a conversation of what is sentience, what is life, at what point do you grant rights to something? I'm like, that's a little hand wavy, Watsy. Those are kind of big. And it was kind of neat to see the party pick up on it and do some more, which was neat. And Tabletop, just to make sure I've said something to you about it, if you check the YouTube channel, we have a 3-episode run where we did just the first portion of Waterdeep Dragonheist up through the acquisition of the Tavern and the cleaning of the Tavern. And then this group has reran that same kind of series of scenarios, and now we're continuing on in Winter, which, to give props to WotC for the way they published the book, it is almost impossible to read the book and figure out what is going on by accident.
I mean, you figure at least one person should know.
Yeah, you have to. Well, no, but I mean, even that, like, I had to sit down because it's like a choose your own adventure book.
Right.
Like, oh, okay, it's winter, so they go here, but then they go here. But if it's winter when they go there, it's a different encounter than if it's spring.
I do like that the variety and.
Yeah, there's a lot of like finding what to read, so it's really hard to accidentally read the adventure you're going to play, which I dig. But no, it was great playing tonight. I'm geeked for next week because I can't wait to see what the ladies come up with as they're breaking and entering adventure. I'll remind everybody on Discord that that's what they should be thinking about. We are actually going to raid out to someone. I haven't raided in next to forever, but I kind of want to show them some love. And that is to Indoor Adventurers.
Hey.
He was one of the people I started like trying to model my stream off of. Graybeard has been a regular attendee at his games. Some of his players have been on my channel. He's a great guy, an amazing GM. Actually, I think he's better than me, to be totally honest. So you guys will have a great time when you get there. Be cool and tell everyone indeed. Are those his?
Yeah. That's all merch from over there. I've got the whole barrage I could show. So yeah, anyway, give them some love.
So we're going to head his way. Thank you everyone who supported. Thank you to all the new follows. Thank you for the subscription. It's here and over on the YouTube channel. By the way, when I get to 100 subs on YouTube, and it's not that many more, I get to have my own channel name and all that other good stuff that comes with hitting that 100 mark. Not going to pressure anybody. But I kind of want to have my own URL.
Hit the button.
Just hit the button. Hit the button.
I didn't even know you had a YouTube. Let me just fix that real quick.
Socials, we'll bring it up. All my stuff is there. And thank you for not abusing the camera controls. We will see everybody the next time I'll be here. I don't know. I'm doing something tomorrow. Follow my Twitter, find out what it is. I don't know what it is yet either. We're going to get that raid up. Thank you for coming out tonight. It was a blast. Until the next time we all get together, folks, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, please try to stay safe.